Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's live commentary coverage of the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. Buckle up, South Carolina 200 from the Darlington Raceway. We are getting set for our first race of the NASCAR Throwback Weekend as the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series taking place here at Darlington under a late Friday night sky. Rain showers earlier this evening has postponed the start of the race just over 2.5 hours to where we are at right now. Trucks are on the racetrack as we are finally about to begin this 200-mile, 147-lap race. Be sure to hit the like button, like, comment, subscribe for more NASCAR coverage on the channel. This is going to be, I'm sure we will see another great race here today. As of right now, trying to get the raw feed up for you guys. That rain delay going on. I'm not sure exactly what the issue. Well, there is no issue. I just had to find it. Here we go. So it looks like I'll be able to get the raw feed up for you guys, but we are minutes away from the drop of the green flag. Scheduled time 10:03 start, so we're 2 minutes away. We'll blow through the starting lineup for this one quickly before we get this race started. Nick Sanchez on the pole once again this season. First on an intermediate track as he'll be starting out front, and Corey Heim, last week's winner at Kansas, will be starting outside of row 1. In row 2 will be Taylor Gray and Kyle Busch. Busch in his final of 5 Truck Series starts this season. Tanner Gray and another Cup regular, Ross Chastain, will make up row number 3. Christian Eckes, two-time winner already this season, and Lane Riggs to his outside, one of the better starts for the rookie Riggs this season. Grant Enfinger and Daniel Dye will line up in row 5. Dye coming off a pretty solid performance at Kansas a week ago, trying to back that up with another good one at Darlington tonight. Stuart Friesen and Ben Rhodes. Rhodes, the defending champion, coming into this race around the cutoff line in points. Ford still trying to go to victory lane for the first time this Truck Series season. Both those drivers, veterans, in fact, in row 6. Dean Thompson, Jake Garcia will line up in row number 7. Ty Dillon, Ty Majeski in row 8. Bailey Curry, Colby Howard in row 9. And Chase Purdy, Matt Crafton in row 10. Connor Jones, Lois Allen in row number 11. Row 12 for Jack Wood and Tyler Ankrum. Matt Mills and Raja Carruth starting deep in the field in row 13. Carruth got into the wall in his qualifying lap earlier this afternoon. Timmy Hill and Brett Holmes will be in row 14. Row 15 for Mason Massey and Spencer Boyd. And rounding out the 32 truck field today will be Mason Maggio and Thad Moffitt in row 16. So again, 200 miles, 147 laps. Scheduled distance. Our stage splits today will be 45, 45, and 57. A lot of tire wear at this very old surface at the Darlington Raceway, one of the older surfaces and more abrasive ones when it comes to tire wear on the NASCAR circuit. We'll be seeing that all race weekend long across all 3 series. So our first live commentary stream mean anything about tomorrow's race getting underway in a different circumstance. Tomorrow we will have live commentary coverage in the morning. So again, tomorrow morning live commentary coverage, and it will be for the NASCAR Cup Series at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. So again, 10:30 a.m. Eastern, we will be live qualifying in practice for the NASCAR Cup Series throwback race on Sunday. So Goodyear 400 this weekend. Yeah, it's hard to believe we're like almost 12 hours away from the start of that stream. We haven't even gotten this truck race in yet here tonight. So it's going to be a long night into an early morning. Double header tomorrow on the channel as we will have NASCAR Xfinity Series race coverage at 1:30 Eastern Time tomorrow afternoon as well. So thanks for everybody staying up late. Hope to see you tomorrow morning as well. A lot of coverage here over the next 24 hours on the channel. Really, the next 36 hours on the channel. We'll have 3 streams in that stretch of time. Quick shout outs to those of you that have been waiting patiently in the chat for the last couple hours to get this stream underway. Terry Lewis, Wade Zielinski, Billy Kramer, Dan Bowers. Let's see who else we have in here. Ronnie West, B. Dobson, Robert Perkel, Thomas Roth, Mark Witkowski, Drive for Diabetes Awareness, Inc. Thanks for tuning in as well. And we have many more than that, but that's all I can scroll up on the screen. Again, a roughly 2.5-hour rain delay for the start of this truck race. Late night here tonight on a Friday evening. Really, not even an evening. It's a Friday night. This race is probably going to get done into Saturday morning, which means we'll have 2 Saturday morning streams with tomorrow's coverage again beginning at 10:30 Eastern Time with NASCAR Cup practice and qualifying. That'll all be on the same stream. Be sure to hit the like button. Our goal is to get to 100 likes on the stream. Obviously, being a very late night tonight, I don't think that's going to help with the views. But we'll see if we can get to 100 likes still as our goal, per usual, for these Truck Series streams. You can vote for who you think will win the race today. 52 votes have been casted already in the short going of the stream. 58% of you say Kyle Busch will get the win here tonight. Ross Chastain getting 13% of the votes, and Corey Heim with 11%. 19% of you say somebody other than those three drivers will win. And as usual, you have until the end of stage 2 to vote for who you think will win the race. My pick is going to be Ross Chastain in this one. I put it in the chat a couple hours ago, but top 5 and something to look out for here in this one today. So again, fastest on the long runs. Field has been doubled up here for a while. Had to take that extra time to dry pit road off. So we will get this race going here shortly. P-Chat, thanks for tuning in as well. Maybe not a late night for you out on the West Coast. 7 p.m. there. So we are about to get this weekend kick started. Like I mentioned, under the lights at Darlington, the only scheduled night race this weekend. No more rain in the area this weekend as well. So although we had a late start tonight, again, no rain in the forecast for Saturday or Sunday for NASCAR action. They did get practice and qualifying in without any sort of hinges with rain. The rainstorm came in between the end of qualifying for the Truck Series and the start of the race. Really didn't roll into the Darlington area until about 7 o'clock or so, half hour before the original start time tonight. Greg Piper, Corbin's Videos, Karen Williams, Lincoln Kim Hollingsworth, also welcome into the stream. 31 likes already. Appreciate that, everybody. Candy Cox, also thanks for tuning in. Yeah, will it be Heim time 2 weeks in a row? We'll see.
About this racetrack, Scott, when you're judging what's going on out there on the racetrack right now, explicit was a word that he was using. It's actually a radio conversation. I'm going to go ahead and send it to Amanda. We'll hear from Scott in just a moment. We get to the trucks on pit road here behind us. Kevin's here, and then it's just a matter of time before we get racing here. And Kevin, when you look at the approach of a delay, how does your team handle that?
Well, you know, the pit crew guys have been down there playing games like how far they can jump and staying loose. Our road guys, you know, we kind of it's been a eventful night for us, or eventful day so far. So just happy to get the race. It looks like we'll get it all in tonight, so we'll be able to get home, sleep in our own beds tonight. So just get the race started here in a couple minutes, and unfortunately we got to go to back, but it'll be fun watching it come through.
Thank you, Kevin. Good luck. Jamie? Well, Scott Zipadelli now has the headset off. I know you were talking to Corey about the condition of the racetrack. What was said?
I said there's some moisture up top, especially down in 3 and 4. Looks like the top seam's leaking a little bit, so we're gonna have to be really careful here at the start of the race. Hopefully it'll kind of clean itself up, maybe, but we hope it does, so we can get up on the fence.
Yeah, good news is we've got lights. We can go all night. Thank you.
Thank you, Jamie. And yes, Corey Heim qualified side front row. That's where he will stay. So basically, Nick Sanchez will drop back. Taylor Gray will inherit that inside front row. So Corey will be the control truck, but he cannot choose the inside. He has to stay on the outside.
Take a look at our playoff leaderboard. You see the 4 drivers highlighted in yellow. Those are already locked into the playoffs with those wins. Again, 2 wins for Eckes and Corey Heim. And then you see Tom Majewski that had over 100-point edge on that line before that trouble last week, but still in pretty good shape.
Yeah, you see Stuart Friesen down there at 15. Terrible start to the season for that team, and he's still in contention for a playoff spot. There's going to be a lot of movement around that playoff bubble line.
And you see down there after race 8 of 16, so obviously this is race number 9. We're already halfway through the regular season for the Truck Series. By like
Truck and Cup.
2 out. That's not going to last long. Where are they going to go, though? Talk about maybe a little moisture seeping from the seams in this track. You can see it's a little damp there. Darlington, South Carolina. Man, let's go racing. That's a good sign.
We talked about it during the practice. You saw the white dotted line there. That's the racetrack. But these drivers will be below that, running well below that on the apron of this racetrack, trying to make time up.
Grant Enfinger talking to his team. This is a good place for them. High expectations, but I like the pep talk. Everybody just stay calm. It's been a long day.
Starting up inside the top 10. He could be a story here tonight. I think that team's on the cusp of some good things.
The crowd, some great fans looking at them right in front of us, have stuck it out through all this rain, but it's going to be worth it. They come out at turn 4.
All right, yeah, there is a pretty good crowd on hand on the front stretch here at Darlington. All things considered, a very late night on the East Coast. Green flag is going to be in the air. Corey Haim leads the way to the green with Nick Sanchez starting at the very back of the pack. Whole inside row struggling to get going there as they spin the tires in an accordion line, and Corey Haim easily grabs that lead through turns 1 and 2. Kyle Busch is going to move into second place off the exit of the corner, and the car on the outside of row 3 may get to third place on the back straightaways. Taylor Gray, who was inside of row 1, is now 3 wide middle and falls to about 6th place before he gets himself in line. Kyle Busch challenges to the inside of Corey Haim for that race lead through turns 3 and 4. Haim with the run up the high side on the exit of the corner, and Corey Haim, after winning a week ago at Kansas, leads lap 1 at Darlington from the second qualifying position. Kyle Busch slides around quite a bit, trying to keep it just off of him as it's very tight for the lead again. Near contact, Busch goes around, back straight away, hard into the wall already. Kyle Busch is around, and his day is done on lap 2 off of turn 2.
Done.
Wow, that escalated quickly.
Yeah, no contact. He just got loose inside of Corey Haim. You're running over 160 miles an hour at that point, so aero loses something that could have played into that. Plus, it was just so tight, and the track's green. Usually that means more grip, and in this situation, Corey Haim does a great job around the top of the racetrack. Kyle thought he might be able to peek ahead there, but as they get over here, turns left down the back. Watch Kyle just lose control. You can see Corey gave him plenty of room.
There might have been contact. It was close.
The apron for just an instant. It slid up toward Haim, and I think he had to turn it a little bit more than the truck can handle, and around he went. So if he bounces off the apron, no, there's.
Yeah, it wasn't contact. No contact.
This piece is. That's a same race. There's ever been truck series, one of the best there's ever been in Cup, and that's just how easy it is to get in trouble here. 66 career wins just in the truck series for Kyle Busch.
We talked about this was the first time Kyle Busch has ever raced a truck at Darlington. This is his 5th and final race of the season.
I don't think that's repairable. They're on pit road right now, as you can see them limping toward pit road. They're on pit road now, looking it over. Told you that right there just says it all. This place is that difficult.
Yeah, I think he agrees with you, Michael. Done. We're going to take a look at it here, but my goodness, lap number 2, caution comes out.
Oh, man. Didn't see that one coming.
We will step aside as they continue looking at Kyle Busch's truck. Meanwhile, Corey Haim out front.
A wild start here, lap 2, turn 2. Kyle Busch goes for a spin, battling side by side for the lead with Corey Haim. And it just goes to show you can't win the race necessarily on lap 2, but you can definitely lose the race. And in this instance, Kyle Busch has lost. His day will be done. He'll be credited with a last place finish tonight in his final truck start of 2024. It's the 9th race of the season coming into this one, so we'll take a look at the point standings. As you heard from Jamie Little, halfway through the regular season so far, so we'll go through the regular season point standings, and we'll go through the playoff order a little bit later in the stream. Corey Haim is currently a regular season points leader by just 7 points over Christian Eckes, 49 points out of first, and third is Nick Sanchez. All 3 of those drivers have a win and are locked into the playoffs, and they're the only 3 within 1 race worth of points from each other. Christian Eckes has led the most laps this year, 348 laps, led to Haim's 128. But more stage points for Haim is the reason why he is out in front. One more top 10 finish as well. Corey Haim is finishing the top 10 in each of his 8 starts this year. And Christian Eckes is finishing the top 10 all but one race. He was leading at Atlanta in the second race of the season when he ended up having a brake failure. And that costed him not only that one finish out of the top 10, but a DNF along with that. Christian Eckes also has the most stage wins of any truck regular in the field this season with 3. And again, he's only 7 points out of first. Both Haim and Eckes have 2 wins. 1 win as well for Nick Sanchez and Raja Caruth. With that being said, 4 drivers locked into the Truck Series playoff field. 10 drivers do qualify. We'll go over the playoff grid while we're waiting for them to come back from the commercial break. Grant Enfinger's the last driver in on points right now. He's only 1 point to the good over Daniel Dye. Tanner Gray is sitting 10 points to the good in the 9th place spot in the standings. Matt Crafton a little further up ahead of that. And then Taylor Gray, who was 7th after losing 2 spots in points a week ago. Tyler Ankram's pretty good on points right now in the top 5 in the regular season standings, and Ty Majeski 4. So those guys are very comfortably above the cutoff line, almost a full race in. As I mentioned, Daniel Dye below the cutoff line. He's only minus 1 point. He's the first driver out. Defending series champion Ben Rhodes is sitting 12th overall in the standings. He is 2 spots out of that 10th slot, and he is 4 points back, though, so very tight battle between those 3. Bailey Curry, who was 13th in points, moved up a spot after last week's race, is a little bit further behind. He's 23 points out of 10th. Jake Garcia is 29 points out of 10th and 14th, and then he got Stuart Freeze at 15th in points, in danger of missing the playoffs 2 seasons in a row.
Bush wrecked hard into the inside wall. They continue working on that 7 truck. Meanwhile, Corey Heim, Ross Chastain going to restart side by side.
Well, we'll try it again. Green flag back in the air. We'll see how aggressive this restart is, knowing what just happened to the best truck driver of all time just moments ago, that being Kyle Busch wrecking off turn 2. Chastain was able to get the second after that Busch spin. He's on the inside of turns 1 and 2. Has to get out of the gas. Now he's 3 wide middle. Contact off the exit of turn 2 between Ross Chastain and the truck just underneath him, as that was the 15 of Tanner Gray, who got a piece of the 45. No major damage. Tries to regather his momentum still. Chastain powering forward just a little bit more. And trying to close in on the 19 truck of Christian Eckes. Taylor Gray was able to get the second on the back bumper of Corey Heim. Heim has led every lap from the start of the race, most of which, of course, under caution after the Kyle Busch incident, as we are just 6 laps in. Now make it 7 laps in as they work their way off turn 4. Side by side for position between the 38 of Lane Riggs, 45 of Ross Chastain. Chastain wins the battle for 4th on the outside for right now. Yeah, 3 wide Darlington doesn't usually work out very well, and that's what led to that contact on the back stretch. Eckes was able to hold on for 3rd at the moment, but now he's got Chastain putting him under very heavy pressure all of a sudden once more. Taylor Gray's been giving Corey Heim a run for his money for the lead here in the early going. He's going to slip to the inside off turn 4, pull right to the back bumper of Heim, and maybe have a chance to get around him this next lap. 19-year-old Taylor Gray still searching for his first career truck win. This is his 41st career start tonight and his 2nd full-time season in trucks. Chastain going to the outside to try to make a pass made. Drivers were getting a little leery with maybe trying to take the outside due to slight dampness from around the safer barrier area of the racetrack after the very heavy rainstorms that came through the Darlington area, postponing the start of this race to later tonight. But, of course, Chastain, a veteran, going to be able to go up there maybe a little earlier than some of these other drivers who are going to be more tentative to run the top. Chastain works wonders with it. Although he lost a lot of ground in turns 1 and 2 the last time by, and Eckes pulls right back away from him just a bit more. Nick Sanchez in his drive through the field after starting at the tail end. He qualified on the pole, so you know he's got good single car speed on the short run. How's his long run game going to hold up when you know he's going to be burning through these tires very quickly, having to pass these trucks as quickly as possible? He's up to 25th place. It's only 7 positions gained so far for Sanchez. Right around Raja Caruth. Kyle Busch, by the way, is still on the racetrack, but is currently 5 laps down. The only truck not on the lead lap. We'll have to see if he pulls into the garage at any point in time tonight, but Busch trying to log laps in. I think his left front tire's down, and he's in the wall, and this may bring out another caution, and it does. Busch in the wall again. It looked like a tire blew out, or maybe suspension broke. Parts and pieces of that truck are sparking from underneath. And if he wasn't done before, he's definitely done now. He clearly did not get the truck fully repaired. Damaged it some more. Damaged the left side of it. Now the right side's damaged. It looked like the right front tire was down, not the left front. So left front tire down for Kyle Busch, and he's the result of the first 2 cautions of the race here tonight. Tough weekend to start for Busch. Have to get up early tomorrow morning and get ready for Cup practice. Again, that will be at 10:30 a.m. tomorrow. Gonna have a short night rest, as well as Chastain, who's the only other Cup regular in the field. Busch very fortunate that he did not take out Christian Eckes on his way up the track. The leaders had just passed him, top three. Eckes in third, almost got clipped from the left rear corner panel when Busch's truck went up the track after the right front blew, getting into turn 3 there. Pretty hard hit there for Busch as well. His day wasn't done before, but like I said, it's definitely going to be done now, and we'll still get credited with the last place finishes. Every other truck is still on the lead lap and in this race. So 2 early cautions in this one. Same race length for the Xfinity Series tomorrow afternoon, 200 laps and 200 miles, 147 laps. From the track, too tough to tame. Jeremy Granger, thanks for tuning in. JoJo, Frank Powers, welcome to the stream. Ronnie, welcome back. And you can change your vote if you choose to. Warder Bros, welcome to the stream. Darlington in your backyard. Well, if you're there, enjoy the weekend. If not, you can enjoy it here with me and the rest of the chat. 70 votes have been casted so far. The original vote for you guys to win the race was Kyle Busch. Again, you can change your vote. Obviously, Busch is going to be out of this race now, done for the day. Lap 2 incident, another incident here, turning right front, trying to get back onto the racetrack, pancaking the wall a little bit more. This time with the right side rather than the left side. Yeah, the truck is definitely done for. He pulled into the garage this time. Leave a like. We're up to 38 on the stream. Oh, my bad. 38 on the stream. Our goal is to get to 100 still, even with this being a very late Xfinity race at Daytona. The Monday night after the 500, I think, got done at about midnight. And the ARCA race that Friday night of Speed Week at Daytona, I think that got done at like almost 2 in the morning. That's gonna be tough to beat. But that race also didn't start till nearly midnight too. So that's going to be the late night stream of the year. I don't think we're going to beat that anytime soon, but this is definitely going to be the latest truck race of the season. That is for sure. We've had a couple late ones with those West Coast races starting about 9 o'clock. This one's starting at 10 after the rain delay again. And on the East Coast, so again, credit to a lot of those fans in the stands. They probably got nowhere to be anyway. They're probably going to be at the track the rest of the weekend, so they figured, hey, let's just stick this out. Weather's going to be nice when the rain clears, and looks to be the case. Yes, I did, Billy. Can't tell you exactly when the next one will be. Yeah, I don't know when NASCAR 07 is coming back exactly. Live commentary streams the rest of the weekend yet. Obviously, doubleheader tomorrow. Cup practice qualifying in the morning. Tomorrow afternoon with the Xfinity Series race. And, of course, the Cup race on Sunday. But imagine sometime next week. I'll have separate streaming schedules out for that. I'll post the weekend streaming schedule with the live streams like on a Thursday or Friday leading up to the start of the race weekend, and the other ones on Monday following the Cup race. Cup race gets moved to Monday, then I'll post it on Tuesday or late Monday night, whatever the case is there. But I'll keep you guys posted going forward on Start Times Forever stream on the channel. I will say we had a late well, not like a late day last Sunday with the Kansas race. I think our stream got done just before 10 p.m. Eastern time. But obviously, classic race last weekend. Longest stream on the channel, at least this year, if not ever, about 7.5 hours. We went live at 2:30 Eastern and got done literally right at about 10 p.m. Eastern. It was almost like a perfect time slot by way of the 7.5 hour mark. But most viewed stream on the channel this season, most liked stream on the channel this season, closest finish in NASCAR history. What a weekend we had last week at Kansas. Great race. In my personal opinion, the best race of the season. It's going to be tough to beat. I've said that a couple times already this year with Atlanta and Bristol, and we still get better. But I would also say that Bristol wasn't quite where Atlanta was. I'd still probably put Atlanta ahead of Bristol, but yeah, definitely got to put Kansas on top of both of those races. But hope to see some more great racing this season. Obviously, we got another trip to Kansas yet in the fall. We got 3 more super speedway races. We got another trip to Bristol. Some of these tracks that we have had great races at already, of course, this season. So we'll see many, many more. Mile and a halves have been great. We got a lot of them coming up in the summer. Remember, we've only had 3 mile and a half tracks this season. 3 mile and a half races in the first 13 races. So we have a lot more to go through into the summer months. You got the 600 at the end of the month, 8,500. We got a big month on the channel coming up here. Sorry, been a big start with that crazy race last weekend. Speaking of craziness, this wild start to this race is about to get back underway. Green flag is going to be the air. We're going to be on lap 17 of stage 1, which means we have about 28 laps to go yet in this first stage, racing to lap 45 here. No more rain in the forecast tonight. We will get the full race length underway. And again, no more rain in the forecast really for the rest of the weekend as well. Good launch for Corey Heim on that outside lane on this restart. Gets down in front of Christian Eckes. Eckes is very tightly to the back bumper of Heim off the exit of turn 2. I wonder if Heim loses track position, if he may start to go backwards, because he hasn't been able to pull away in this one yet. And the minute somebody tries to shape up to go for a pass for the lead, we get a caution. So a lot of short runs here in the early going with the 2 early crashes. Aggressiveness maybe ramped up just a little bit from the start, considering these drivers having to wait quite a bit. And track position tough to come by. The track too tough to tame here at Darlington Raceway. I'm still led every lap, again, mostly under caution, but he's done a good job on the restarts as well. And as mentioned, Eckes was able to get the second just in front of Taylor Gray. Chastain falls to 5th on this restart. It's been as high as 2nd place in the running order so far after the Busch initial incident on lap 2. And these cautions are not helping Nick Sanchez, Roger Carruth, who started deeper in the field. Carruth's still kind of struggling a bit, though, back at 26. Sanchez up to 22nd after starting in the last row and qualifying on the pole, but had to drop to the rear for the start of the race. Being back in traffic, lap time's obviously going to be much slower than the drivers at the front of the field, so until he gets closer to the front, not quite going to be able to see exactly what Sanchez has for these leaders. Dean Thompson, Daniel Dye battling for position on the racetrack now. Side by side for 11th place, just outside the top 10. Very tightly door to door. On a primarily one groove racetrack, these drivers still tend to run side by side quite often. Yep, side by side with somebody, that's so hard to actually complete that pass, even on this very worn out surface. Passing becomes a little bit easier as you get deeper into the run. Tires start to fade, and the cream of the crop rises to the top, as the late great Randy Savage would say. Not in that voice, though. He usually have like a scratchy or raspier voice. But don't feel like doing that impression, and I don't want to wake everybody. It's late. One truck got into the wall on the back straightaway. A little bit of contact. It was around Nick Sanchez. Sanchez and it looked like Connor Jones may have gotten together for a brief moment. Lap 22 in this one. Ben Rhodes, Stuart Friesen battling inside the top 10. Both these drivers need a good day today. Friesen's still looking for his first top 10 of the season. 8 races in, no top 10s. Several DNFs. Just gets blown way off by Ben Rhodes in the middle of 1 and 2. I think he had to lift quite a bit. 3 and 4, I should say, is where that pass was made. Friesen definitely had to lift because Rhodes cleared him by about 3 or 4 truck lengths, and Ty Majeski got to the inside and stayed there all the way down the front stretch on Friesen as well. Chases Friesen's truck up the racetrack just a little more through 1 and 2. Friesen very loose off turn 2 as well. Friesen is struggling with the handling. Rear of the racetrack sliding all over the place. He's definitely going to be burning through these rear tires quickly, and he's just trying to hang on to the end of this first stage at this point, get to pit road, make some adjustments. Only 5 sets of tires available for these teams tonight, although in a 200-mile race, it should be relatively easy. Obviously, that is counting the set of tires on the trucks for the start, so 4 sets during the course of the race. Obviously, we'll see pit stops at the end of each stage, and under any cautions we may get in the final stage, you'll have probably 1 or 2 opportunities to pit there as well. Corey Heim still out in front, 9/10 of a second. Make that now just a 1 second lead. Yep, back to 9/10. Trading lap times back and forth with Eckes. Eckes was about a 1/10.5 quicker than Heim the last lap. Already seen about 3.6 seconds of fall, or sorry, not 3.6, but 1.6 to 1.8 seconds of tire fall off already. Really, with the caution laps we've ran, we've only had about 15 or so green flag laps. Track was green, though, off the start. So tires are going to wear more maybe in stage 1 than what we'll see later in the race. Track temps themselves not going to cool down much as we're already into the late night hours. So the track shouldn't go through too much changing once we get into stage 2 and the track really gets rubbered in to the end of the race. So Corey Heim performing as well as he is right now. It could be tough to beat. His fire-off speed, those first 5 laps, trucks are able to really hang with him, if not get alongside of him as we've seen a couple times, but they haven't been able to complete the pass. And once we get 5+ laps of the run, Heim really starts to pull out there. 19 laps to go in stage 1, a 9/10 of a second lead still for Corey Heim over Christian Eckes in second. Taylor Gray's 1.5 seconds back at third. Lane Riggs is 2.9 seconds back at fourth. Ross Chastain at fifth, 3.8 seconds off the lead. 4.5 seconds back is Grant Enfinger at sixth. Ben Rhodes seventh, 4.7 seconds off the lead. Ty Majeski in eighth place rather. Rhodes is seventh. Majeski in eighth. Ty Majeski 5 seconds back. 6.9 seconds off the lead is Daniel Dye in ninth. He's moving up slowly. Stuart Friesen back to 10th place, 7.2 seconds off the lead. So a little bit of changing in the running order going on. Nick Sanchez passes Tanner Gray now for 16th, so he has already made his way halfway through the field in this first stage, and we're only on lap 28. Coming to 18 to go, stage 1.
So, as he comes to the inside of Nick Sanchez, almost won the ARCA Menard Series race last week. Needs a little adjustment.
Sounds like they're going to a commercial break, so much for letting you guys listen into a little bit of that audio. Once again, be sure to hit that like button, comment in the chat. I'll be keeping up with you guys as frequently as possible per usual there. 44 likes on the stream. We're almost halfway to our goal of 100. So once again, be sure to hit that like button. Wednesday Night Golf League was rained out. Oh, that's unfortunate. Hopefully you'll make it up that next week. Marquise Carter, thanks for tuning in. What position is Bush in? He's in last. He's out of the race. Still 55% of you in the chat still have Kyle Busch slated to win. Maybe you can't change your vote. I thought you could. If you can, you're more than willing to change it. You don't have to stick with it. Kind of game the system a little bit, I guess, if you choose. But 53% have Kyle Busch winning. Of the 79 votes, 19% say somebody other than Heim, Chastain, or Busch will win. And 15% saying Corey Heim wins, and 13% with Kyle Busch. Again, you have until the end of stage 2 to vote for who you think will win the race in our poll in the chat. 47 likes now on the channel. Appreciate that. 1.3 second lead now for Corey Heim. We'll take our first ad break of the stream. You're listening live on KRC to the Buckle Up South Carolina 200 at Darlington. Average race speed a little slow for the start with those 2 early cautions in the first 17 laps. First 11 laps when they came out, 104.37 mile per hour average race speed. That will go up as we get more green flag racing in. Though our first stage end is going to be coming at lap 45, so we're not too far away from the end of the stage there. And just over 20 minutes from the drop of the green flag in this one, which was just after 10 p.m. Eastern Time. All 30 laps have been led by Corey Heim so far, and both incidences involving Kyle Busch, single truck incidences. Lap 2 and lap 11. Lap 2 is the right front tire going down after not enough of the damage repair was complete. On the 7 truck, sent him back out there a little too early, just trying to clear the damaged vehicle policy clock, and that did not work. And then, of course, the spin in turn 2 when he was side by side with Heim for the lead off turn 2. Turn 2, lap 2 incident there for Busch takes him out of it initially after qualifying in the 4th place position. Racing a little too hard, a little too early. Got loose, and truck definitely slipped out from underneath him.
Stage rookie lap 34.
Putting up some lap times too. You can see that lead out toward a second and a half. There's the 19 of Eckes.
Taylor Gray just behind. Oh, contact.
Daniel Dye gets into Grant Enfinger, and there goes Dean Thompson. He said, "You boys worked this out amongst yourselves." Oh, another slide for Enfinger. Great save twice.
Grant said, "What, Daniel? What are you doing?
Better watch out, buddy." And look, Daniel have a flat.
Yeah,
Looks like a
43 is
flat
off
tire,
the
possibly.
pace.
Got into that left rear with his right front, and I think that right front is gone.
It's down. The right front is down for sure.
77 inside. He needs to slow down, Phil. That thing will blow straight out and he'll go into the wall. This is just real tight racing. Little bounce there off of Ben Rhodes, and then right there might not have been enough, but the next one got him. Right here off turn 2.
Yeah, the next one's going to get that right front tire of Daniel Dye right there. Pretty significant contact. A nice save by the 9 of Enfinger.
Twice.
I was battling for the 8th spot. So you see the 43 riding on board with what happened here as he limps his way down pit road. He does make it.
There's his first little bump. And here's the one that was the end of the right front tire.
Yeah, we heard Daniel out of the throttle. It certainly wasn't intentional where he tried to drive up there and hit the 9.
That tire carcass is about to fall off. Jamie's coming your way.
One of the things that Daniel was being told was just get back in your rhythm. That was after that first incident. They told him over the radio as he entered pit lane, do not speed. That they are trying to minimize any mistakes that can unfold from having to make this unscheduled pit stop. This is where things get real. They're telling him over the radio, just stay calm. You got plenty of time. We're going to get you back out there.
Looked like they wanted him to hang on just a second before hammering down out of his box. That's Austin Dillon.
See if he can get waved around, get in good shape. I'm telling you what, talk about putting down some lap times as you see Daniel trying to squeeze out of his pit there. Tire falls over.
That's what happened. That's on right there.
That could be a penalty for the tire getting out of the box, possibly. But this truck, Phil, I've been really impressed. Fastest truck on the track the last 3 laps, and he's been able to drive around some trucks. And you can see, look at the move he's making here on Ben Rhodes. Will he switch over, cross over?
Dean Thompson, 3 top 10s this year, coming off his best finish of the year of 8th last week. He says, excuse me, boys, coming through.
Started back in the 13th position. Top 10 finish here last year for Dean Thompson. That's another guy I've been keeping my eye on. I talked to him early on. He said he had a pretty good truck, but already up to the 4th spot and moving.
And right behind him, Lane Riggs. Good run for Lane in that truck that's throwing back to his dad. That's got to feel good, showing the kind of speed your daddy had.
Exactly.
RC Cola.
There's Daniel dying. It's like
He's still at the pace.
a rub on that right front. Could possibly be some suspension damage too. We saw him sparking around the track as he made his way to pit road.
I know, Jamie, you mentioned a little bit ago that Corey Heim had opened up about a second-half lead over Eckes. Well, that is closing up now. That's the gap, about a half second, less than a half a second lead for Corey Heim.
And Bill, that's not unusual here at Darlington for a guy to squirt out on those new tires and then have it fall and fade off more than somebody that maybe didn't have that fast speed on the initial get-go. And maybe that's the case here with Eckes because he's coming.
Those two are in a league of their own.
We talked about these two drivers and the hot starts to the season. You know, I was watching this race from last year back earlier, and he came into this race last year, Christian Eckes, that he won, with 5 finishes of 15th or worse coming into this race. That's not the case this year for Christian Eckes.
Well, Christian Eckes is rolling. Amanda.
When we think about the championship hunt for both of these drivers, I asked Christian Eckes about Corey Heim, and he said he's the only one that I have circled this season, and man, what a threat he is. This guy does not make mistakes. I followed up and asked Christian, I said, well, what's the relationship between you guys
Corey keeps to himself. Christian Eckes, he's got some friends in this series, but Corey's really, he just does his thing. And look at this battle raging on between Ben Rhodes, Dean Thompson swapping 7th and 8th.
Yeah, stage points at stake here with just a couple laps to go before the end of this first stage. Look at Dane go once he cleared Ben Rhodes. Had some trouble executing the pass, but now he's on his way. Remember a teammate for Corey Heim and that 5 truck for Dean Thompson, as well as the 17 of Taylor Gray. That guy right there. Here comes Tom Majeski. We're going to talk a lot about him in the rest of this race. He has got some pace. Already up to the 4th position, as you mentioned, Phil, but great lap times right now as this stage is getting ready to wrap up.
Final lap of stage number 1. Does Christian Eckes have enough? 2 more corners to close the gap for the stage win. Can he do it? It's the closest he has been all night long. Coming off at turn 4. It'll be Corey Heim picking up stage win number 1 for the night. 2nd week in a row. He did it last week at Kansas, and you guys know what happened there.
Yeah.
Went on to win the race. It's Corey Heim, been out front from the start. Christian Eckes, Ty Majeski, Taylor Gray, Lane Ridge, your top 5.
All those drivers receiving stage points in stage 1. Again, Corey Heim, your stage 1 winner. Eckes 2nd. Majeski 3rd. Taylor Gray 4th. Riggs 5th. Chastain 6th. Dean Thompson 7th. Ben Rhodes 8th. Stuart Friesen 9th. Grant Enfinger 10th. 1 point per position there in the top 10. 3rd stage win of the season for Corey Heim. It's Heim time so far tonight. Obviously, we've still got a ways to go. So that stage win for Heim ties in with Eckes for the most this season. And because Eckes did finish 2nd in the stage, that means the points gap is now 8 points between Corey Heim and Christian Eckes for the top spot in the regular season standings. We're halfway through the regular season, but again, with the Truck Series schedule being a lot shorter than Cup and the Xfinity Series, that means there are only 7 races left in the regular season after tonight's race. We're only a couple months away, really, from the playoffs beginning on the truck side of things. I believe early August is their last race of the regular season this year. Still 30 trucks on the lead lap. Daniel Dye is going to get the free pass. He is 4 laps down at the end of the stage after having a right front tire go out on him. Not once, but twice. He didn't get the... Once again, be sure to hit the like button. Subscribe for more NASCAR content if you have not yet. Live commentary streams every NASCAR race weekend for NASCAR Truck Xfinity Cup races, as well as Cup practice and qualifying. First of 4 live commentary streams this weekend. Again, we still have the doubleheader tomorrow, NASCAR Cup practice qualifying at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Even with the late start time here tonight, we will still be live tomorrow morning. And then the Xfinity Series race coverage at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow as well. We'll be seeing pit stops for the first time today during the Stage 1 break here shortly. Be interesting to see who's going to win the race out of the pits, who's going to be the fastest down there. Maybe one of the front runners loses a bunch of track position. Nick Sanchez got up to 14th place after starting at the tail end of the field today, qualified first. Pole award, made some modifications there. Some major adjustments to the truck before the start. But definitely working his way through the field very quickly, even with the amount of caution laps we had in the first half of Stage 1.
Compete for the crown at the Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show presented by Purina Pro Plan. That begins with the Masters Agility Championship Sunday at 2 Eastern. That's only on Fox. And then after the Cup race, I'll fly to New York for Westminster, the big show. Monday, Tuesday night, 4 hours of coverage live. It's the only national dog show that's live.
You'll be in heaven.
I couldn't be happier. It's heaven sitting here with you guys, but I'm looking forward to going to the dog show.
Me too. What about Corey Heim getting that stage win? You talked about Ty Majeski. He's on the charge. Dean Thompson, great run. Great first stage there. Wasn't it a lot of action? Mm-hmm.
So 2 cautions, both for Kyle Busch. We were just told, listen to this. Kyle Busch has never finished last in a truck race until tonight.
Wow.
I'll guarantee he never caused 2 cautions in any one truck race. Tough break. I really would have loved to see how Kyle and
and Corey Heim and Kurtzenekis and Majeski would have battled this thing out.
It's going to be fun. Now we just got our truckers going up against Ross Chastain. Right now they got his truckers. Kept him all the way outside the top 5 in this first run.
So pit road will be open this time. Fix these trucks up. Corey Heim will just be happy to get some new tires. Christian Eckes as well.
Everybody will.
Majeski's one to watch.
He is that.
He's on a roll.
You know, there's some racetracks we go to and we question maybe they will think about 2 tires. We don't have to worry about that at this place.
4. Give me all.
Give me 4 every 4 or 5 laps if you can, please.
Corey Heim has been the sole leader tonight. 48 laps led. As he turns left down pit road, they're coming your way, Amanda.
Yeah, and as we saw on the screen, rookie Lane Riggs picked up 6 points here in stage 1. It is his first race at Darlington. He said he needs more security out of that truck. And then for Christian Eckes, as he makes his way to his box, he said that the truck is coming to be more and more, but still a little too tight. Jamie? For Taylor Gray in that number 17, they had him stop just a little bit short in his box so that he had a clean exit. He said that as that sit went on, he was really struggling with some real grip, so they're making tire pressure. Trump's not going to drop down that track bar. When he went to the number 11 at 40 on, said it was so tight. Every cycle just get worse and worse. You're going to make it pretty good speed out here, baby.
A lot of adjustments on pit road. Did they make the right adjustments?
Like Taylor Gray might have got around Corey Heim exiting the pit there.
He's going to win the battle.
And he does. Corey Heim loses a spot. Taylor Gray, Corey Heim, Ty Majeski, Christian Eckes loses 2 spots as well. Stage number 2 from Darlington coming up after this.
A lot of drivers in the back half of the top 10 gaining position, so a few that were in the back half of the top 10 at the end of stage 1 have now fallen outside of the top 10. We'll get that running order updated once the leaders get to the start-finish line the next time by at the start-finish line. Once the leader hits the start-finish line every lap, that's when our leaderboard updates officially. Truck to watch out for, I think, stage 2 going onward is Ty Majeski. They kind of highlighted it on the broadcast during that caution, as you just heard. Majeski is running some 32.6s as fast of his lap times towards the very end of stage 1, while the leaders in front of him of Christian Eckes and second, Corey Heim, the stage 1 winner, were running 33.0s to 33.1, so about a half a second quicker roughly for Majeski, and that's why he was able to drive from 7th to 3rd in the closing laps of the stage. So now that he's got track position in 3rd place, didn't lose any spots on pit road. Eckes lost 2, Heim lost 1. He's going to be right there in the thick of things, and Taylor Gray, who ended up winning the race out of the pits, is going to now have a shot there at the front of the field to see what he can do. He fired off pretty good on the short run with Heim initially, but obviously ended up fading. A couple of Fords in the top 5. Maybe tonight's the night that they finally bring home a win in a National Series race. Truck, Xfinity, and Cup Series. Ford is 0-4 this season. 30 races combined across the top 3 series in NASCAR, and they are 0-30. 97 laps to go. 50 laps in the books in the Buckle Up South Carolina 200 at the Darlington Raceway. We'll take a quick ad break here, continue our live commentary coverage on KRC of this NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race. Once again, a reminder, we are at 51 likes on the stream. Be sure to hit the like button if you guys have not done so yet. The goal is to get to 100. Not quite halfway through the race, but just over halfway to our goal. Appreciate that. Good thing that these truck races are shorter, though, relatively speaking. By way of race length, they are shorter. We have had 3 cautions already. Kind of plaguing the start of this one, but see if stage 2 goes without any sort of hinges. 45 laps in the second stage, just as we had in stage 1. And again, the final stage tonight will be 57 laps, just a little bit longer than each of the first 2 stages. Nick Sanchez gained 3 more spots on pit road to go from 14th to 11th as well. Some of those drivers who fell out of the top 10. Friesen lost 6 positions on pit road. He's back at 16th. Off the top of my head, that might have been in the top 10 that it faded already.
This weather is beautiful. So have moved on out, and we are racing, getting ready for stage number 2. And we talked about it. We've had 2 different issues happen. They both involved Kyle Busch at the start of the race. Caution came out twice. He's out of the race, first time ever finishing last. Our Bob Pockrass caught up with him outside the medical center.
Just his grip on there. I guess, yeah. And I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how close he was. I don't know if he was on my door. I don't know if I lost air. It just instantly just stepped out. It's just road path lines on the center. Yeah, the truck was wrecked. There was no reason why it should have been back out on the racetrack.
We appreciate Bob getting words from Kyle. Certainly not a Kyle-like thing.
You know, he talked about he didn't know if he was on his door or not. I think he'll look at this replay and say he wasn't on my door. It just got loose down. You can see it go up the hill a little bit there, and as it slipped up the hill, Kyle put the wheel to it. There's a bump, pretty big bump over there. He slid up, put the wheel to the left, and it went around.
And it's tight anyway. You saw that 11 of Corey out close to him, but there just isn't a lot of room over there coming off turn 2.
Speaking of tight, we're going to get all tight again here for this restart. The restarts are just crazy here at Darlington.
Every restart, we have somebody different next to Corey Heim challenging him, but he's just been perfect. The initial start of the race and the restart since.
And he's taken that outside line both times on those starts and on the start and restart. He's down on the bottom because Taylor Gray's team got him out first, so he chose and he picked the top. So this will be interesting to watch. See what Corey Heim can do down on the bottom of the track.
Yeah, guys, I keep track of the pit stops that looking racing. Week in, week out, race in, race out. The Tricon guys have best pit stops on pit road. They can walk for the first and second.
And this will be interesting. We know how good the 11 is. We know how good the 19 is. They're both stuck on the bottom. Majeski's been fast. Then you got Taylor Gray up there controlling this race. I think you can just get a better launch on the top. It's the reason why it's such an advantage.
All right, field is 2x2 as they work their way off turn 4. Green flag is going to be back in the air. And again, Taylor Gray, the control truck on the outside of row 1 for the restart this time around. And Heim on the inside of row 1. We've seen a lot of trucks struggling to fire off on the inside lane. Corey Heim does a really good job of it on the restart. Better than anybody else so far. No surprise. That's why he is the points leader currently. It's a little push going off it in the first turn, it looked like as well from Eckes. And got very close to sliding clear in the middle of the corner. He's going to lose momentum, though, in the bottom groove off the exit of turn 2. But not enough that he holds side by side with Gray. Couple trucks bump drafting each other simultaneously. Riggs into Majeski, Majeski into Gray on the backstretch. Gray got a bit loose driving off into turn 1 as a result. Riggs might have caught a piece of the wall off the exit of turn 2 as he loses 2 or 3 positions. Goes from 4th to about 8th. Holds on just in front of the 13 of Jake Garcia, but right in line behind Chastain in the 45. Rhodes not able to get by Dean Thompson, back half of the top 10. Off turn 2 as well. He'll fire back to the inside of Thompson again through 3 and 4. Very close to clearing. He's going to slide up. Nope, not quite. He's going to give Thompson just enough room. Thompson's still there on the high side. First lap's led today for anybody not named Corey Heim, with Taylor Gray's pick crew winning him the race off pit road. So now Heim's in just a little bit of traffic with one truck in front of him. And may have to try to conserve his tires just a little bit better this run than what he did the last run, especially if it goes green all the way through this stage. They will have more green flag laps in stage 2 than stage 1 if it does go green all the way through. So definitely going to have to conserve your tires even more. And then when we get into the final stage, it's even longer than the first 2 stages in total length. So definitely have to have a good long run handling race truck and race car at the Darlington Raceway. Lap 58 this time by, 90 to go. Looks like 89 now. 89 laps to go. Corey Heim quickly putting pressure on Taylor Gray for the lead. Nose to tail off turn 2, lap 13 of stage 2. I'm within a half a truck length still into turns 3 and 4. Corey dives to the bottom, going to get a little clean air. Left side tires right on that hashed white line. Near the outside was Gray, but not wall riding all the way through the corner. Heim gets to the left rear quarter panel of Gray. Gray leads another lap, but into turn one, Corey Heim makes the dive. Diamond cuts the corner off, slides up, side by side, trying to get the cut in the center of the corner. Couldn't get it, slipped up a little bit, and Gray holds on to the lead at least for another turn. Into turns 3 and 4. Heim not all the way on the hashed line like he was the last lap. Slides the rear tires a little more in the center of the corner. Taylor Gray still holds clear by about a truck length off the exit of turn 4. Both these two are pulling away from Eckes. Eckes may be saving his tires a little bit more this run to have something more for these two that are battling for the lead and using their equipment up a little bit. 2.5 second gap back to third. Majeski got passed by Eckes a couple laps ago on this restart as well, falling to fourth. Grant Enfinger into the top 5 for the first time today off the restart in 5th. Nick Sanchez still in 11th, right where he restarted. Taylor Gray pulling out ahead of Corey Heim just a little bit more that last lap. Gray had the fastest lap of anybody on the track that last lap. Clean air and maybe pushing a little harder. 30.751 for Taylor. You don't see Taylor Gray lead too many laps coming into this race here tonight. Taylor Gray has led just 4 laps all season. So first 8 races, only 4 laps led for Taylor Gray. Already he has led 10 of them in stage 2. So he's more than doubled his laps led total in this stage alone, and we're only on lap 17 of this stage. Enfinger sliding way up the racetrack. So he tries to get by Majeski. It was very good towards the end of the long run in stage 1. But maybe backing up a little too early, too much. Have to wait and see how that's going to play out. Maybe they went the wrong way on an adjustment. Again, the track not going to change a whole lot here this evening, already starting in the deep night hours and staying there. And without expecting any more rain this evening, I would imagine that it will not cool off considerably by way of that either. So again, Taylor Gray with a 0.3 of a second lead over Corey Heim in second. Christian Eckes is still 2.5 seconds back in third. Ty Majeski 3.5 seconds back in fourth. And Grant Enfinger is also 3.5 seconds off the lead in fifth. 3.9 seconds back, in fact, for Enfinger, to be more precise. Mark Green, number 63, 2000. Throwback for the 17. Taylor Gray this weekend. I do have some diecast showings for you guys this weekend, of course, per usual, at the end of stage 2 of every live commentary stream. I give you guys diecast showing, get to see all the diecasts up behind me. A little bit more up close on camera, and all throwback schemes, whether they are actual Darlington throwback schemes from years past. Got a couple of those as well. And tonight I do have a Darlington throwback scheme from 2018 in the Southern 500 that year. When we still had just one Darlington date. And that was the throwback and the Crown Jewel event weekend. But again, that'll be coming at the end of stage 2, about 25 laps from now. 83 to go in this one, still getting closer to the halfway mark of this race. We're past the halfway mark on our goal to get to 100 likes on the stream, so once again, be sure to hit the like button if you have not done so yet. We're at 56 likes. Our goal is to hopefully get to 100. Again, I know it's going to be tough with the late night stream tonight, but see how it works. 105 votes for who you think will win. Kyle Busch obviously out of the race, but he does still lead the poll at 52%. 20% say somebody other than Heim or Chastain will win. Currently Taylor Gray's leading. And setting a good pace, all things considered, here in stage 2. Corey Heim has 18% of the votes and only 10% saying my pick, Ross Chastain, will win. Derek Booth, thanks for tuning back in. Kenneth Clark as well, welcome. And it does look like we're under caution for the third time during a side-by-side commercial break on FS1. The 76 truck has brought out the yellow. Spencer Boyd. So Spencer Boyd bringing out a caution, and this should bring a lot of the field to pit road. Again, these teams still have 3 more sets of tires left. And with only 81 laps left, I would imagine everybody will pit here, pit at the end of the stage, and then they'll have 1 more set of tires left the rest of the way. Maybe some drivers stay out to conserve a set. That could be possible too. But we're right at about the halfway point in this stage. That road is open, only a few takers. Still under a side-by-side commercial break. Matt Crafton's on pit road. He's one of, well, he's going to try to get some track position. Second half of the stage, it should work out pretty well for a lot of those guys. Probably had about 15 green flag laps on these tires. It's quite a bit. We've seen these drivers blow through the field. Raja Karuth, Taylor Gray from the lead pitted. I believe this will give the lead back to Corey Heim. Going to be solely going for the stage points. So yeah, 23 to go in stage 2, about exactly halfway through the stage. This is our 4th caution of the race against Spencer Boyd with a spin in turn 4, bringing out the yellow. Another lap back for Daniel Dye. With the lap 65 caution, he is now down to 3 laps down. Guaranteed at least 1 more yellow in this one with the stage 2 end. Coming up in a little over 20 laps from now. Gotta say, I'm trying to keep the energy up as much as I possibly can. I think I'm doing a good job. Like, my eyes are tired, but I will say, like, at least verbally, I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job still. Gene Huddleston, thanks for tuning in to the stream as well. Actually moved out last season? Yes. Around this time of the year. Last year. I'm back. Back where I was before. Hence the setup. And to get that all reestablished over the last week or so the camera was turned off on the stream the last couple weeks, but should be able to keep it back up for the remainder of the streams going forward. So I mentioned Daniel Dye getting a lap back with the free pass. Might as well save sets of tires at this point. I mean, not all the leaders pitted, so hopefully he stayed out. And he had to use an extra set with the green flag stops as well. Maybe even 2 of them, considering he had a flat right front not once but twice. So, boy, the cause of the caution, running a Buck Baker throwback scheme from 1949. Strictly Stock Series Oldsmobile throwback. That is a throwback for Spencer Boyd. As Chris Berman would say, throwing it back. Yeah, Chris Berman fans out there would understand that reference. Up to 58 likes. I'm not going to hold out and say that we aren't going to get to 100. We're on pace. I know it's going to be tough, but if we can get that on a night on a Saturday after starting on a Friday, that'd be awesome. This one nowhere near as long of a stream as last week, though. Considering that wasn't going to sit it out all the way through the rain delay. Again, I usually don't for the truck and the Xfinity races. But I do for the Cup. Cup races usually start much earlier, too, so it makes it easier for myself. I mean, I've been up since like 3:45 this morning, so it is definitely a long day. I'll try sleeping as much as I can, but again, we got live commentary tomorrow morning as well, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And 10:30 a.m. Eastern, our next live commentary stream. NASCAR Cup practice and qualifying from Darlington for Sunday's running of the Goodyear 400. Throwback weekend continues here at Darlington for its spring date, Mother's Day weekend. Happy early Mother's Day to all the moms out there that may be watching. Probably very few, but appreciate it nonetheless. All right, pace truck is pulling in. 20 to go, stage 2 this time by. Field is doubled up. Green flag is about to wave. Corey Heim going to be on the inside of row 1 this time. He had the inside last time, but this time he's the control truck on the bottom. Takes off pretty well. Christian Eck has really spun his tires on the outside of row 1. Heim is well clear into the first turn. 2x2 from second on back, almost 3 wide, a little further outside the top 10. And top 3 or 4 single file. One truck almost gets turned off turn 2. Lane Riggs pulled up right in front of Chastain's front bumper and about turned himself into the wall. Got a little squirrely. Chastain hops underneath him now in the other end of the track through 3 and 4. No pass made there. Nick Sanchez going backwards on the race start. Just got up to 9th. Must have been on the bottom lane off turn 4 because he lost a lot of momentum. And Matt Crafton is humming on those 4 fresh Goodyears. Trying to get himself some stage points. One of the drivers on the bubble on the inside of the cutoff line for the playoffs, but still around the bubble. Daniel Dye, who was the first driver outside of the cutoff line here coming into the night, having that issue. Under green flag conditions late in stage 1 while running in the top 10 nonetheless. He was battling for 8th at the time. So no stage points for Dye in either stage today. He's got 0 chance of getting back on the lead lap for the end of stage 2 now. So Taylor Gray on fresher tires, just like Matt Crafton. Crafton about 5 positions ahead of Gray in the running order, though. So Matt's strategy, not getting through traffic as quickly. Maybe not quite being as daring as Crafton was either, but whether that is the case or not, Taylor Gray is running that last lap in the 18th place position. Crafton's already up to 13th. Still 17 to go in stage 2. I mean, Crafton's passed about a dozen cars in 3 or 4 laps. He will get up to the leaders at some point in time and more than likely be able to win this stage. Tires are not going to equal out. Had about 15 lap green flag tires. Which is quite a bit here at Darlington. Definitely over a second of fall off at that point in time in the run. That last lap, Corey Heim was about 3.2 seconds, 1.2 seconds slower than his fastest lap. Just dropped to 31.278. Crafton's last lap was a 31.872. Only slower because he was back in traffic trying to get by trucks, but Crafton up to 12th now. Just past Corey Heim, or Tyler Ankrum. Christian Eck is pretty slow. Tyler Ankrum. A little bit on the slow side, his teammate. Definitely some damage on the left front of his race truck. 3 wide off the exit of a corner. Looked like off of turn 4. Sanchez and the 2 got into the truck that was in the middle groove. The truck in the middle moved up to the outside lane, which is right where Ankrum was. It was actually Taylor Gray in the middle. He's trying to split the seam between the 2 trucks and the older tires around him. Got a piece of both of them. Great save to keep this thing under green by all 3 drivers, but obviously Ankrum got the worst end of it. That right front tire is definitely going down. Left front, rather. Left front tire is going down. He'll have to limp into pit road, an unscheduled stop. And one of the drivers in the top 10 in points without a win, Tyler Ankrum. He'll lose a ton of positions here, and this is going to trap him a lap down. Which means that Daniel Dye is probably not going to get another lap back at the end of the stage with a free pass. One truck of Colby Howard having a solid run. Just outside the top 10. Matt is still Majeski, 4th place after finishing 3rd in stage 1. And Grant Enfinger has moved up through the field, now currently in 3rd. We'll go through the full field running order with 69 laps to go in this one. Corey Heim, again, your race leader. Christian Eckes is second. Grant Enfinger third. Ty Majeski fourth. And Lane Riggs in fifth. Ross Chastain sixth. Jake Garcia seventh. Ben Rhodes eighth. Dean Thompson ninth. And Matt Crafton is 10th. Roger Cruth in 11th. Colby Howard 12th. Taylor Gray 13th. 14th for Jack Wood. Ty Dillon 15th. 16th place is Bailey Curry. Nick Sanchez 17th. Chase Purdy 18th. Connor Jones 19th. And 20th is Brett Holmes. Stuart Friesen, who was top 10 very early in the race, now back to 21st. Wallace Allen 22nd. Matt Mills 23rd. Mason Maggio 24th. And Mason Massey 25th. Timmy Hill 26th. Tanner Gray 27th. Thad Moffitt 28th. Spencer Boyd 29th. Boyd, the last truck on the lead lap. 2 laps down is Tyler Akerman 30th after just having that pit stop under green moments ago. Now he's 3 down. Daniel Dye 3 down and 31st as well. Kyle Busch, only truck out of the race, will finish last and 32nd. As you heard on the broadcast as well, first career last place finish for Kyle Busch in the Craftsman Truck Series race. Never done it before, but has tonight after 2 incidences in stage 1. We'll take a quick ad break. You're listening live to the Buckle Up South Carolina 200 on KRC from Darlington. 1.3-second lead for Corey Heim over Christian Eckes. 104.65 mile per hour average race speed. 4 cautions today. A stage caution at lap 45. Wreck at lap 2 and 11. Both for Kyle Busch in the first stage. Only caution for incident in stage 2 was a spin off turn 4 by Spencer Boyd. That was at lap 65. Christian Eckes, who won this race a season ago, trying to make it back-to-back at Darlington. He was second at the end of stage 1 to that of Corey Heim, and Heim trying to sweep the stages here. Thought Crafton was going to have a pretty easy shot to get to the lead and win this stage. He's up to 9th, but the gap between himself and the leader is about 6 seconds. Just past his teammate Garcia for 8th now, so he's still quite a bit back there. Cars on this restart up at the very front of the field just really checked out. Pulling quite a bit ahead. And now 1.8-second lead for Heim, which I believe is his 68 laps led already for Heim to qualifying second. 16 laps led for Taylor Gray early in the stage, and Nick Sanchez, despite qualifying on the pole, has not led a lap, but remember he did have to start at the rear end of the field. Got his way as high as 9th, but on this last restart, he fell back to 17th. So definitely ended up losing more track position. Five to go, stage 2.
Raja back on lap number 67.
Full freeze in the action. Well, I was going to let you listen into some audio. Oh, there it is.
Tag team is right now in the 10th position.
Day it's been for him. Had that problem with the wall got repaired the truck, went to the back, and now he's all the way up to the 5.
He has a chance of maybe getting more here.
Yeah, look at that line. There's grip right out next to that wall. If you can get up there and challenge it without running into it.
You hear drivers every year talk about how intimidating this place can be. It's just fascinating to me. Sometimes you see a Raja Karun comes in this place and adapts instantly, able to run top 10 in his first race out last year, and here he comes back, he's doing it again.
He was signed to go. Good battle right here for 12. Seems like Dean Thompson, Ben Rhodes have been battling since the last restart.
There's the battle for 3rd. We got busy camera folks from Fox Sports because we got battles all over the speedway.
And Raja's going to be there in just a minute to join that battle. There he is.
And he's not going to be patient, Phil. He'll up side by side. Raja's going to probably try to take him 3 wide down the back.
Raja now into the top 5. Lane Riggs back to the 6th place position. He says, excuse me, boys, I still got some goodie on my tires.
Yeah, y'all pick where you're going because I'm going to go where you ain't.
That's why I love stage racing. You can
Look at this.
drama intensify. We're going for stage points.
There's that 3 line I was talking about. He made it work. The old 2 and 1.
Shakaruth to the 3rd spot. Corey Heim just doesn't know what a great race is happening behind him.
Now, he doesn't care.
He says it's time. It's all about where I'm running right now. 71 laps led and counting for the 11 truck.
Raja was running 16th when that came out, and he came down back up to the 3rd spot.
1 lap to go in stage number 2.
Yep, there you have it. Final lap of stage 2. Corey Heim with a 1.9-second lead, managing it much better here in this stage versus stage 1. Raja Caruso has been the fastest truck on the racetrack by far the last several laps, getting up to 3rd. Craftsman on his fresher tires currently in 7th, and he was within a 10th of a second of Lane Riggs, so he might get another spot as well. Now, Craftsman's only going to have 1 set of tires left at the end of this race, with pitting during the stage end. Unless he stays out trying to save a set, but he's going to have about 20 lap old tires because how many laps went green here to the end of the stage. Very few drivers pitted during that caution. Definitely very I don't even know what I was going to say there. You can tell I'm a little tired. Differentiating the strategy, I should say, between the drivers who did decide to pit and did not decide to pit during the caution in the middle of stage 2. 60 likes on the stream. Appreciate that, everybody. Getting closer to the midnight hour here on the East Coast. Once again, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Now that we are at the end of stage 2, I will end the voting poll. It's like 110% of you voted. Unpin my message too while I'm at it. Should have done that a while ago. So I asked you who will win the Craftsman Truck Series race at Darlington tonight. 50% said Kyle Busch. Most of those votes before the race started, but obviously Busch got in that accident. Lap 2, he'll end up with a last place finish. Corey Heim, 20% of the votes. Other 20%. Rush Chastain only getting 10% of the votes. My pre-race prediction was for Chastain to win. He's been in the top 10 all day. I believe he was 5th after stage 1, 8th after stage 2. So lost a little bit more ground. Your stage 2 results look like this. Corey Heim with the stage win. Sweeping the stages today. His 3rd and 4th stage wins of the year. Raja Caruth ended up getting to 2nd. Christian Eckes 3rd. Ty Majeski 4th. Grant Enfinger 5th. Matt Crafton 6th. Lane Riggs 7th. Rush Chastain 8th. Taylor Gray 9th. And Jake Garcia rounded out the top 10. So again, those are your stage 2 results here in this one. Got a diecast showing. Camera's already up, so I don't have to take the extra time there. And it is a throwback scheme from the 2018 Darlington Throwback Race, the Southern 500 that year, in fact. And it is my guy, Ryan Blaney. It is a Ford Fusion. Of course, last year the Fusions were in the Cup Series. Of course, 2019 they went to the Mustang. But 2018 Darlington Throwback Scheme. And now this is a throwback scheme to his dad's World of Outlaw sprint car paint scheme from back in the 90s. So very reminiscent of it. It looks a lot like it. I really like the car, like Blaney, so hence the reason why I got it. Not only that, I'm a huge Blaney fan. The name, I grew up watching his uncle Dale race sprint cars. That would be the brother of Dave Blaney, his younger brother. And that's what kind of got me into racing when I was younger, outside of watching NASCAR, on the weekends with my grandparents and whatnot. And so obviously when he was running a throwback scheme of his dad, Dave Blaney, I had to get this diecast. And I also had to get the actual Dave Blaney Jasper diecast as well. So that is from this one. Actually, no, yeah, my apologies on that. It's not a throwback scheme from his dad's sprint car. He did that. I think that was a couple years later. This scheme, sorry, is a throwback to the Jasper paint scheme that his dad ran in the 77 car in the early 2000s in the Cup Series, most notably at Darlington, finishing 3rd behind the classic Kurt Busch and Ricky Craven finish. So sorry for that. Misinformed you on what this diecast was. So again, it was a 2018 throwback race from Darlington, as I mentioned already, but this is a throwback to the number 77 Jasper car. Yeah, sorry, you can tell I'm getting tired. I'm getting my stories mixed up now, too, on what diecast is what.
Don't chasing more speed. I mean, they decided to make this one just a lot air pressure adjustment only for time adjusting. He said, I'm able to stay with them on the long run, but I need to fire off better. I need more speed at the stage. Adjustments to be. We're at a little bit of a pit road.
What about Grant Enfinger? They came to play, didn't they? Yeah, not first. Great pit work by Jeff Stankowicz's guys. And Majeski with a good pit stop as well, gaining 2 spots.
This will shake things up a little bit. Race on pit road. It's all about Grant Enfinger. We'll have a restart coming up now.
So stage 2 winner Corey Heim loses 2 spots at pit road, lost 1 on the initial pit stop at the beginning of the day, loses 2 on this one. And as you heard, new race leader for the first time here tonight, Grant Enfinger. Wins the race off pit road. He will be the leader on the race starts. Outside of that, Ty Majeski came out in second, looked fast in stage 1, got up to third. Finished 4th in this stage, so a little bit of a step back, but he also gains 2 positions in the pits. And again, 2 lost for Heim. Chastain was right there just behind those guys. Christian Eck is still up in the top 5, so running order has shaken up just a little bit. We'll go through kind of those top few slots in the positioning order before we get to this next restart. Once again, be sure to hit the like button, comment for more NASCAR content, subscribe if you are new. On the road to 6K right now, but 10K over the long haul. See if we can get there before the end of the season. Daniel Dye got another lap back with the caution. Ankrum ended up losing 7 laps on pit road when his right front tire went down. So now Daniel Dye is just 2 laps down in this one. Still significant damage on the right side of Dye's race truck. I think it's the 3rd consecutive caution he's gotten a lap back, so he's gone from 5 down to 2 down. Nobody went a lap down in that stage. Caution coming out right in the middle of it kept any sort of lap traffic from being had. So as a result of all the cautions we've seen today, this now being the 5th with the stage 2 break, 3 cautions per incident, 5 cautions total in 94 laps, has led to nobody being lapped under green flag conditions in this one. We'll see how the second half of this race is going to unfold. Roger Cruth, by the way, lost 4 positions on pit road, 5 rather. Was second at the end of the stage, but 6 is where he came out of the pits, it looks like. Craftsman still up in the top 10. Chastain fell back a spot to 9th. Jack Wood into the top 10 for the first time today. Fast pit stop on the 91 team. And Nick Sanchez going backwards again, now back to 21st. Got his way up to 9th. Bad restart the last time. Bad pit stop this time. And now he's starting to run out of time as we're just north of 50 laps to go in this race. So again, on the race start right around, row 1 will be Grant Enfinger, Ty Majeski. Behind them, you'll have Corey Heim, Christian Eckes, then Lane Riggs, Raja Caruth. Matt Craft and Dean Thompson are up there. Back half of the top 10, you got Ross Chastain, Jack Wood. Just outside the top 10, Jake Garcia, Colby Howard are going to be up there. Never know what could happen. The final stage at Darlington has been wild in the truck series. Really any series for that matter, whether it's the finish of the race or just the amount of carnage we tend to see, especially in these truck races here. Hopefully we don't turn into that. It's already been a late night as it is. Hate to see other trucks get torn up as well as a result. I believe they'll be getting to the choose rule this time by, so officially we're going to have exactly 50 laps to go on this restart. So obviously if it goes green to the end of this race from here, then it will be the longest green flag run of the day. Just over an hour and 15 minutes from the drop of the green flag onward. It looks like Taylor Gray's back on pit road.
The downforce. Remember,
got a set of tires now as well, as Chuck and Jack Wood and Matt Crafton were choosing. Grant with an awesome pit stop by his team. He chose the outside. There's Raja. Struggle on pit road.
So your regular season points leader again, Corey Heim, wins stages 1 and 2 here tonight, sweeping them as he gets stage wins 3 and 4 of the year. Now he only outscored Christian Eckes, the guy who came into the night just 7 points ahead of the cutoff line, or ahead in the regular season championship battle. So Heim only getting a couple extra points than Eckes there. Something happens to these guys in the final stage. You end up losing a lot more ground. Remember, only 7 races to go in the regular season after this one here today. Heim won the regular season championship last year, made it to the championship 4 as a result, looking for redemption after what happened in Phoenix a year ago here for this season's race. Weird angle to get in and out of the box, maybe pitted a little bit too close to the inside wall on pit road as well for Carruth, and that is part of why he lost as many spots as he did. Not necessarily solely relying on the pit crew there with the slow stop. Green flag back in the air again, 50 to go. Inside lane takes off relatively well there. At least the top 2 rows, the 3rd row on back kind of stacked up just a little bit. Not as bad as we've seen in years past at this track, though. And easily clear into the first turn is going to be Ty Majeski. So the driver who controlled this restart. Oh, trouble up turn 2, big wreck. 3, 4 trucks around. Crafton's hard into the inside wall, nose first. Raja Carruth is collected. I think Lane Riggs might have been in it as well. Big crash off turn 2. That happened very fast. Corey Heim is in it. Deck lid on the truck has come up on Heim. The favorite is taken out. Dean Thompson involved. Thompson, Carruth, and Crafton are definitely going to be done for the day. Not sure how that started. It happened so quick. Kind of watching the very front of the field, just in front of this. This happened from about the 2nd row on back, really. It took out a few trucks. Mentioned Riggs was in it. He's got a lot of damage, too. He was able to get back to pit road, at least. Big crash. A couple of heavy impacts into that inside wall for a few drivers as well. All had good nights going. Pretty much all 4 of those drivers were in the top 10. Jack Wood was in the top 10 too. He was in 10th on the restart. At least 5 drivers in the top 10. Involved in the incident. Pretty much the other half of them were lucky enough to be in front of the wreck and not necessarily behind it and in it. Showing a replay currently on screen of how this transpired. Side by side for position for 4th. One truck gets loose. And melee behind him. Like Dean Thompson, who was on the inside of, I think it might have been Chastain. No, inside of Corey Heim. So Thompson was inside of Corey Heim. Got loose off turn 2, similar to Busch, only overcorrected into the outside wall rather than spinning down the track into the inside wall. As he goes up, he collects the 11, pinches him into the wall. That's how the deck lid came off the 11 truck. And then the 5 started spinning down the track after he backed it into the outside wall, and that's where Raja Carruth, Matt Crafton, Jack Wood, and Lane Riggs all pile in. Lap of stage 3 with 50 to go. It's going to give another lap back to Daniel Dye, so he'll get to 1 lap down now as we begin this 3rd stage. A lot of tore up race trucks. Like right before I mentioned, I hope we don't see A lot of torn up race trucks in this one. We get our biggest accident of the night, our first multi-truck incident of the night at that. Show replay after replay here on Fox Sports 1, which is where you can watch this race this weekend. 66 likes on the stream. We're 2/3 of the way to our goal of 100. It's going to be tough to get there, less than 50 to go. Very late night stream, though. We'll say, again, very much appreciate all of you guys staying up very late on this Friday evening. Not sure how many of you may have had to work earlier in the day. It's probably been a tiresome afternoon and nighttime now, waiting for this to get going. But we are here. Better than ever. I will tell you what, as soon as this race is done, I am going to crash heavily. Going to be crashing about as hard as Matt Crafton knows the inside wall there off turn 2. It's going to be a hard crash. Big night's sleep. Yeah, we're down to just 24 trucks in the lead lap. That's counting Jack Wood, who's just involved in this incident. Again, the 6 trucks involved, Dean Thompson, Corey Heim, Lane Riggs, Roger Kruth, Matt Crafton, and Jack Wood were the 6. And all with pretty much significant damage from that incident as well. Everybody that was in it got a big piece of it. Heim has led 77 laps today, winning the first 2 stages after qualifying second. Yeah, with the damage he has, is more than likely not going to win this race. It's a good thing he does have those 2 stage wins to fall back on, the 2 extra playoff points, the 20 regular season points towards the championship. But as far as Christian Eckes goes, if he's able to finish this race tonight, very good chance Eckes comes out of this race with the points lead. Currently, Christian is in second. Corey Heim 3 laps down in 25th under the yellow. And we're down to, as I mentioned a little bit ago, 23 trucks on the lead lap. Our average race speed is now dropped below 99 miles an hour, 98.18. Just over 100 laps complete and a little under an hour and a half from the drop of the green flag at the start of the race just after 10 p.m. Eastern Time tonight to where we are at currently. Again, lap 97, 6 truck incident is the reason for the caution. Following the shakeup of what just happened, this next restart, you're going to more than likely have Ty Majeski, Christian Eckes on row 1. Right behind them is Grant Enfinger, Ross Chastain, Jake Garcia, Ty Dillon up inside the top 5 and 6 place positions. Colby Howard, Ben Rhodes, going to be around row 4 in the restart. Bailey Curry, Chase Purdy behind them. And once more, just outside the top 10 is Matt Mills and Connor Jones. So again, that is the restart. We are less than a half hour away now from midnight here on the East Coast. Yeah, Crafton definitely took the hardest hit. Probably the most square hit into the inside wall, but there are a few hard ones in there for sure. Not just Crafton. Probably took the hardest into the wall. There's some hard impacts from truck-to-truck contact. Right in the middle of that. Kruth was the first one to get to Thompson. Slamming him there near the door after Thompson had backed it into the outside wall off turn 2 in front of him. I'm probably going to have to go downstairs and get a drink of water, try to help me wake up a little bit. I'll play some of the broadcast for you. I'll wait it out a little bit longer. We'll get another race start in here, and then when they go to the next commercial break after that, then I'll give you guys some listening of more of the broadcast. $45 laps to go. I'll just let you listen to it now. I'll fall asleep on you.
Stallions. She saw second. So,
Yeah.
like the Birmingham Stallions, they've got to be like the most popular team, have the most fans. I feel like that's who I hear people talk about the most.
What a great name.
I know.
Stallions. That just sounds like a tough team. It does.
So some race facts for Darlington Raceway. 9 of 11 races won from top 10 starting position. We're starting position of race winner 15th.
Like with Sheldon Creed. Sheldon went back to back here in the Truck Series with 2 wins.
Got the Xfinity Series tomorrow. Their practice and qualifying was rained out today, so first laps, boom, tomorrow. SVG.
When they throw the green flag.
Let's go.
We talked about, and we talked to SVG at Dover, and he's like, wow, this place is crazy. What do you think he's going to think when they throw the green tomorrow?
Oh my goodness.
Where's the rest of the racetrack?
Yeah, what a race it has been tonight. 45 laps to go. Little race recap. Right off the bat, lap number 2, around goes Kyle Busch, gets loose, hits the bump.
Which that's hard to even say that with a straight face. You know what I mean?
What about Daniel Dye? He got into the Grant Enfinger twice, and the second time cut his right front tire. Pit road he went.
Corey Heim sweeps the stages.
Off of the nose.
Yep. Let down the tire for Ankrum as well.
And then, wow, the big one at Darlington.
Just after the restart, Dean Thompson gets into Corey Heim, who's been the fastest truck here tonight. Now he has severe damage. They will continue to soldier on, but certainly out of contention.
You know, as many trucks that had nowhere to go in that incident were involved. There was a lot of great driving. There was. I missed that.
Well, Raja Karuth, what a night for him. Started in the very back, worked his way up to second, was caught up there in the wreck, Jamie.
Well, for Raja, he's been released from the infield care center, and really nothing that you could have done. But what'd you see?
Yeah, it just gets real tight there off of 2, and I think the 5 just kind of lost it there, which happened. So it's just a bummer for the men and women on my HendrickCars.com. Silverado, let's look at the replay here. Hold on, there you go. Yeah, it just gets real tight down there, and he just kind of overcorrected. So, man, I got to thank, Mr. H and the whole automotive group for putting me in this truck this year, and, everybody at Spire and Team Chevy. Just, hey, we stayed here all day and got to go home with the torn up truck, but we'll shake it off and be back at Wilkesboro.
It's not the only incident we've seen there this evening. We've heard drivers talk about the what condition is the track in?
Which one? there's a lot, but this is a fun racetrack. I wish we went here more than once. Again, it's just a bummer. So I think we had a really strong truck, but my guys build fast pieces, and we'll go get them next week.
And first thing Raja said when he came over here, Jamie, was, did I get any points? His head's already looking forward.
Yeah, good attitude there. It's been a great season for them. His worst finish this season, 15th. So tonight, unfortunately, going to be his worst finish.
Yeah, and that all goes back to that pit stop. I mean, he came in second and slid through the pit, and the crew struggled to get the tires changed, cost him 3 or 4 spots, and that put him in the bind that he was in.
All right, looking up, looking on. Look at these truckers at the front of the field. Christian Eckes has been tough. Last year's winner, Ty Majeski. No teen of Jake Garcia.
Nice job missing that crash right through the bottom of it, cleared it, and now look at him.
Remember how good he was last year. Got involved in a very late incident, but ran in the top 5 for a good part of the race here last year as a rookie.
And 6 and 7, Ty Dillon, Colby Howard, both strong guys. Strong runs for these guys, getting in the top 10 here.
Ty Dillon in the 25 for Rackley War. Never raced here in a truck. One of 8 drivers coming into tonight who'd never been here. Obviously, a veteran driver from the Cup Series. You see him lined up 3rd on the inside. Ty Majeski, Christian Eckes.
Cleaner start this time. Majeski does a nice job. It's Grazzoline.
Wow. Christian Eckes leads for the first time tonight at Darlington. Ty Majeski settles into second. So James is taking a peek, but he'll file in there 5th. And I believe I see the 45. There he is, Ross Chastain. He's not finished. It's been a long time since he's gotten a victory lane in the Truck Series.
Well, off the front, Grant Enfinger's going to put on the inside of Majeski.
Sides better of it. Lets Majeski have that, but really strong number 9 truck. He's going to have to watch himself now, though, after losing that momentum. But here comes Ross.
And there goes Eckes.
But I think you got to watch this 9. He's really better.
Ty Dillon. Excuse me, that's Ross Chastain in the 45. Blue and white truck right there to the inside of Grant Enfinger. Can't get it done. Dean Thompson got together with Corey Heim. That caused that big one. Let's hear from him, Jamie.
And we saw Dean up there battling in the top 10. You had a fast truck tonight. What happened?
I think I just got really free. These trucks race so free on restarts, and just hard race and turn into a wreck truck. Truck on guys might be really good. Top like Tundra. Got some stage points, ran really well in stage 2, and I'd look to finish well too, but just hard racing.
Get him next time.
It's tough when you just have one get away from you like that. There's nothing you can do to the best.
Oh, well tonight, like you said, got some good points. And his night is oh, what a battle here. Ben Rhodes in contact with Colby Howard.
That sent Colby up and scrubbed that outside wall, picked up that Darlington stripe. Then on a mission here, puts him up to the 7th spot.
Ben Rhodes, defending series champion. Hard to believe, but he's only got one top 10 finish through the first 8 races of this season.
Punch. His second start of the year, ran full time last year. But back to limited schedule for Tri-Town Garage and have a good run at it.
Matt Craftsman involved in the big one as well. Let's hear from him, Jamie.
We saw when Matt got out of the truck, the body language. You were upset out there, but you really couldn't see anything. What happened?
Good question. Like I said, I haven't seen a replay or anything. I just knew some guys got loose under the guys that are on the top right there. We were contemplating on picking the bottom right there, and we had picked the bottom before that.
Just a replay for you.
Yeah, it's out the end of it. Yeah, guys got loose under us and just cleaned this out, and that's what happens. They're coming up to, and I mean, thought it was still left, and it happens. Part of racing Darlington.
Thank you.
Good run foiled for the 88, Matt Crafton.
Repairs to the 17 truck seem to be working out okay. Talk about how sensitive that right rear is. The team did a nice job of repairing it. And you see, Gray's making some moves up to the 16th place after that tussle off turn 4. So the white and blue truck, Timmy Hill, having a nice run. He had a great run going here last year. Timmy right now being shown in the 15th spot, doing a nice job. Just behind the Jimmy Johnson lookalike number 52. There's Timmy Hill right there. Good looking truck. It is.
35 laps to go from Darlington. NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series rolls on. Can Christian Eckes hang on and win for the 2nd year in a row?
We'll see if Eckes can make it back to back in this one. Side-by-side commercial break on Fox Sports 1 for those of you watching there. For those of you listening here, appreciate you tuning in and staying with me all night long as we waited out yet another rain delay. Back-to-back weekends, of course, last weekend with the Cup Series. About a 4.5 hour rain delay there. Here, only about 2.5 hours today. Still a lengthy one nonetheless, so this wasn't all on stream. But getting our way started at 10 p.m. Eastern Time almost 2 hours ago from where we're at right now. But a very late night here on a Friday, May 10th. Mother's Day weekend. Currently, as you heard, Christian Eckes is the race leader. He's 0.3 of a second out ahead of Ty Majeski in second. Grant Enfinger is in third place, 0.7 of a second off the lead. And then you got Ross Chastain in fourth, Jake Garcia in fifth, Ty Dillon sixth, Ben Rhodes seventh, Colby Howard eighth, Bailey Curry ninth, and Matt Mills in 10th. 11th place is Nick Sanchez, Chase Purdy 12th, Tanner Gray 13th, Stuart Friesen 14th, Taylor Gray 15th, Timmy Hill 16th, Connor Jones 17th, 18th is Mason Maggio, Fred Holmes in 19th, and Lawless Allen 20th. 21st is Mason Massey, Spencer Boyd 22nd, Thad Moffitt last truck I should say on the lead lap at 23rd. Daniel Dye is a lap down in 24th, Jack Wood 25th, Lane Riggs 26th. Corey Heim, 11 laps down in 27th after winning the first 2 stages. Got in that last incident on that restart to begin stage 3. Tyler Ankrum is 28th, Dean Thompson 29th, Raja Caruth is 30th. Matt Crafton 31st, you just heard from him out of the infield care center after being involved in that same crash. And Kyle Busch will finish last today in 32nd, got in an incident on lap 2. He ended up on lap 6 when he had or 6 laps into it for himself, but on lap 12 of the race when he, of course, had the right front go down, adding insult to injury with the team there. 97.6 mile per hour average race speed. That caution we had with the 6-car crash on the restart off turn 2 with 50 to go. That ended up taking place at lap 97. That was the only incident of stage 3 so far. We had one crash in stage 2, a spin for Spencer Boyd. Not really a crash, it was kind of a lazy spin, kept it off the wall. 2 incidences from Busch in stage 1, and the 2 stage breaks make up the 6 cautions. Heim will go on to lead the most laps today, over half, 77 laps out of 147 led for him, but he will not be the winner. Again, after not only leading that many laps, but winning the first 2 stages. Eckes leading right now and trying to take the points lead as well. Good little 3-truck battle for the lead.
Trucks noticed every now and then as Grant comes to the bottom.
Been about 27 laps since they last pitted. Tires starting to look. Time and I think you mentioned, Mikey, how good he is on the long run, but still, it's that 9-truck, Grant Enfinger.
Wow, such a great battle here on these old tires, flipping and slide, hanging on. Look, these guys will not have to enough fuel to get to the end. They're going to want it and give it up and come to big road. And if we don't get caught with this here.
Was there?
He got through a block and Majeski said, I'm not taking
Whoa.
the block. It shoots right up in front of it.
Darlington. 19 slips back. Ty Majeski back to the lead. Grant Enfinger to second. They are banging. They are sideways.
Like I said, I can't even get to Majeski. I've got the 9 in front of me now.
Wow. This is what Darlington's all about. Remember the great finish between Craven and Kurt Busch, slipping and sliding on the turn to start finish line. This is shaping up to be just like that.
And we'll lose another second of track time before we get to the end of this race.
Great feature on Race Up, by the way. Ricky Craven, Kurt Busch reliving that moment, the closest finish in NASCAR history until Sunday. I mean, Kurt Busch was emotional about it, reliving that moment, what it meant to him in his career. Ricky Craven, of course, got the win that day. He said it was his last win. Kids got to go to victory lane. Maybe we'll have one of those tonight.
Lost Chastain's going to grab that 3rd spot, Mike.
Yeah, with his experience and knowledge of slipping and sliding these old tires, can he reel in Ty Majeski? He's going to make a run at him.
Chastain told us in qualifying, I was here for the wins. That's what's great about running the truck series. Cup drivers allowed to come over and run up to 5 races. This is his 2nd one of the year. I believe he'll be in next weekend in North Wilkesboro.
Today? That's got to be a breath of fresh air when you get a tap. Good find the wheel here. Saw how fast Hayden Honeycutt was at Kansas. That was fun to watch. And look at this view. What have we done? We broke our camera.
We broke in the lens on this camera. Rose is trying. Ben's running in the 7th spot. See Ty Dillon, that's him right in front of Ben Rose. A nice run here in 6th. Another team that needs a good run, and they're having it tonight.
Ben Rhodes working with Doug Randolph, different crew chief starting tonight. So far, so good. Same for his teammate Jake Garcia up there in the 5th spot, who got Rich Lucius, his former crew chief for Ben Rhodes.
You think they're trusting the process?
I think they're trusting it right now. Oh, hello.
There we go.
Jeff Dean says, I'm in this battle. Race long. I'm ready to go.
Majeski now has opened up almost a 2-second lead.
Tear off on the nose of the 90s.
Yeah, that could
plastic.
Overheating issues. Needs to try to tuck back underneath Ross, see if he can blow that off there.
I wonder if maybe he intentionally let Ross go by in order to do just that. So we take a look at Ty Dillon. They're running right now on the 6th spot.
Ty Dillon looking for his first top 10 of the season. At this rate, he might even get a top 5 tonight.
That's completely blocking the air element. That 9 just do not like water temperature.
Gonna have to bring that thing to hit Rose a lap or 2. It'll go out. Jamie, what do they see on the radio?
Dang.
Get behind the neck. Now you see the steam coming out at the base of the windshield.
Grant Enfinger running top 5 all night. Such a fast race truck. The Craftsman to go for Ty Majeski. Is tonight the night? Does he hang on? Take Lee Bryce for a little spin on the victory lane?
And Ford maybe for the third win of the year in NASCAR.
Yes, we keep talking about it on the Cup side, but Ford is winless in all 3 national series in NASCAR.
Ouch. Tear-offs all over the racetrack.
Situation. Right on 5th right now. I like getting 4 tires here. You're going to lose laps anyway. You might as well take a chance.
Hate that for Grant Enfinger.
By Spencer Boyd.
2.5 second lead. He's not backing off at all.
You can't. Not in the truck series. You better be wide open all the way to the checker.
You're like, who's behind me? Oh, that's Ross Chastain. Hammer down 10-4. Oh my goodness, that's how it broke. Stay with us. Wins this thing. Is it time to Chastain? Somebody else.
A commercial break right now on Fox Sports 1 as we'll go through the top 10 in the running order. 18 laps to go. Full screen commercial break at that. Surprise. Usually they do the Craftsman 20 to go like that. They don't have a commercial break the rest of the race, but 2.3 second lead for Ty Majeski over Ross Chastain in second right now. Christian Eckes is 5.6 seconds back in third. Fourth place is Jake Garcia. Great run for him. He's the highest running Thor Sport truck. Ty Dillon in fifth, also with a solid run. Ben Rhodes sixth. Colby Howard seventh. Bailey Curry eighth. Nick Sanchez ninth. Matt Mills in 10th. A lot of heavy hitters who gotten taken out of this one. Busch with his incident on lap 2. Matt Kraft and Roger Kurt, Dean Thompson, and Corey Heim have all DNF'd after their incident on lap 97. Tyler Ankrum had an issue earlier in the race, so a lot of the top 10 in points, and of course one of the Cup regulars out of 2 out. The other Cup regular, though, still in. 2 laps ago, Chastain was a couple tenths quicker than Majeski. That last lap, though, Majeski a little bit quicker than Chastain. We'll see if that will stay true here to the finish of this race. 19 trucks on the lead lap. Leaders dealing with lap traffic as we are on the longest green flag run of the day. If it does go green to the end, it'll be a little over 40 laps. A couple issues with drivers having to take pit stops here under green flag conditions, try to get the tear off. Random tear offs that have been blowing on grills of other race trucks. Grant Enfinger, who just had to pit from the top 5, is now back in 22nd, a lap down. And there was somebody else on screen that also had that same issue, but hadn't made their way to pit road yet, right as they were cutting to brake. Average race speed back over 100 miles per hour again, 100.69 to be exact as of right now, and still a little under 2 hours from the drop of the green flag to where we're at currently. So watching lap times between Majeski and Chastain. Last 3 laps now consecutively, Majeski has been faster than Chastain at the front of the field. This could be the first win for Ford this season in any of the 3 series. Maybe this is just the weekend Ford just gets the monkey off their back in all series. Maybe all 3 of them will end up winning. I will say in the Xfinity series, really, they only have 2 to 3 competitive cars every week. You got the 2 SHR Fords of Herbst and Custer. Herbst has only won 1 career race. Then you got Ryan Sieg, who hasn't won a race yet in his career, although he has been close on a couple different occasions. I mean, Custer's really the only reliable one. And this is coming off of a season where all 3 series last year had Fords winning the championship. Not just the Cup with Ryan Blaney, but Cole Custer in the Xfinity Series and Ben Rhodes in the Truck Series. They all won titles for Ford. And this year, winless through the first half of the regular season in the Truck Cup. Still a couple races out from the halfway mark in the Xfinity side. So they've had a few extra off weeks this season, including last week at Kansas. So Majeski leads 3.9 seconds and growing over an 11-second lead back to third. Christian Eckes, and Garcia is actually putting pressure on Eckes for that third place run. Eckes has to be smart though. He knows that his regular season champion front runner is currently 28th. By the way, here today, this is going to be the first DNF of the year for Heim, but most notably, it's his first finish outside the top 10 this season. So that top 10 streak Heim had of 8 for 8 to start the year will now come to an end. Again, a 28th place finish. He had a 3.5 average race finish through the first 8 races. That's going to drop quite a bit after today. And again, Eckes should take over the points lead as long as he maintains his positioning order. He only had a couple stage points less than Heim, despite Heim winning the first 2 stages of the night. Garcia to third. Might have a career best finish in himself in that 13 truck tonight. Can have a defensive line into turn 3 after just clearing Eckes off the corner before that. 10 laps to go now. A 5.2 second lead for Majeski over Chastain, and he's going it out so much now that, I mean, the fall off would have to be so exponential for Chastain to have a shot to catch Majeski under green flag conditions. Anything can happen if a caution were to come out, but green flag conditions a little different. Bailey Curry on pit road for an unscheduled stop. 41 truck. Not sure exactly where he was running. He was on the lead lap somewhere. Our screen, he was 15th, but that might have been coming into the pits at that time. May have even been in the top 10. Another tear off. This time it's on the 25. I don't know if it's the same one getting blown around from truck to truck. That could be. But a lot of tear offs. Engine's already spewing out water. See if Corey Heim could, or sorry, not Corey Heim, but Ty Dillon can get to pit road. Might have to just let Ben Rhodes get by him here for 5th and then just try to duck and line right behind him. Try to blow that windshield tear off the grill. Another pass being made by another ThorSport truck. Time and just get the front of the field. Over 15 seconds back to the 3rd place truck. 6 laps to go. This time by. Pretty heated battle right now for 5th. 3 trucks in the mix. Ben Rhodes, the 1, the 25, all up there. Ty Dillon losing a couple positions that time through turns 1 and 2. About to lose 3 positions now. Oh, we got trouble. Caution's out with 6 to go.
It's out.
We have 2 sets of tires in the pits. You gotta put them on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you got to pit here. There's only 16 trucks in the lead lap. About 3 seconds, the tire fall off. This is not what Ford needed.
Goodness. 6 laps to go.
There they are. Look at those babies.
It's perfect timing. Midnight. Straight. Fingers crossed.
Majeski thinks he's right now.
Well, we're happy that you're sticking with us at home. Hopefully it's been worth it. It's been quite a night. Look at this.
Yeah, Jack had such a good run going, but unfortunately got involved in that incident off of turn 2, and looks like he cut a right front tire down. Here he is already into the outside safer barrier.
All right, do we pit? Do we not pit?
Like Michael said, I thought he did.
Yeah, you got to.
You're right.
No, I watched them do jumping jacks down there. A couple guys push-ups.
2 sets.
It's like you said, Bill. It's the right time to have the best pit stop of the night.
And this is the money, as Michael said. You might not have the best truck, but if you have the best pit crew right now, it might win you a race.
Sure. Square up.
Don't you think that's what these pit crew guys live for, though? They want this pressure. They want to get it done when it matters. They didn't want to see this caution, but since it came out, they want to perform.
It's an opportunity. Ty Majeski has led 31 laps. That truck's been so good on the long run. Heck, he was great on the restart.
I think what's going to make their decision easier is only 15 trucks on the lead lap. If we had 25 trucks on the lead lap, he said, well, maybe some of those trucks that are outside the top 20 may try to stay out and steal some spots, but I think everyone's coming up here.
I'm pitting. I don't care how many trucks are on the lead lap. I want those tires.
I don't think 2 tires will do you enough good either, will it?
No, we gotta have 4. Lee Bryce is on the back of that truck that's singing for 4.
Lee says, give me 4.
There's Ross Chastain. Nobody much better at sprinting to a finish than this cat.
We had penciled Tom Majeski's name in on the trophy there with just less than 10 laps to go, and it's if he can win the battle off pit road, certainly has a good shot. How about what's Ross Chastain talking about on his radio? Where's the answer, Ross? Where's the answer?
Right, you saw him duck down on the pit road. They're coming your way, Amanda.
And Jamie, it was no hesitation for Christian Eckes, who's racing in his 100th race today, said that he's having the most fun that he's ever had racing. It will be tires and go for the 19. Jamie? For the 45 of Ross Chastain, his instruction was if everybody goes, or if Ty Majeski goes, sorry, you go with him. So that's exactly what's unfolding here at the start of that run. Ross said that he was pretty loose, but he's even looser now. So they're going to go ahead and get those 4 tires for Ty Majeski. I told him, do not speak. Make sure you hit your marks, guys. Give me the same socks you've been giving me all day long. He's taking 4 tires as well, and Ty has to tighten me up just a little bit. That's the air pressure. Exactly. There's your answer. 45 takes 4 like everybody else. The race on pit road. Looks pretty good for Ross Chastain. 45 Cam.
Majeski, that's edging him.
He gets it.
Just edged out Ross Chastain.
And you know what?
Off the pit road right there.
Oh, it's so tight, too. Look at that team. High fives all around. Watch how close this was.
He sees the 45 coming. They could release him, drop the jack right there. He beats him. The pits.
Great pit work by Phil Gould's team to get Ross out there, though. You can have a shot at Ty Majeski.
Man. This is going to be breathtaking. I think this sprint to this finish. You got Ross Chastain up there, and how hungry is Ty Majeski?
Very.
Yeah, you're right, though.
Remember, Ross Chastain told us during the practice and qualifying show, he's just here for wins.
He's in position to grab one right here.
Yes, he is.
That big lead that Majeski has been erased, and we're going to go side by side.
I know you guys are excited for this one. 1 week from today, North Wilkesboro, going back for this second year in a row. We could say it's 1 week from today because it's technically Saturday.
And big changes on new pavement at North Wilkesboro for the first time in about 97 years, I think.
It's not going to look like
Not going to look like that. It's going to be black asphalt. The speeds during the test up there, Michael, you were up there for that test. Wicked fast.
Ellen Man is going to go at him again next week, too. He's got his sights on that 98 truck right now.
What's Majeski?
Knowing how aggressive he is and maybe runs him up the hill a bit.
Am I on the inside or the outside?
Oh, neither. You're right, Phil.
we haven't seen Ross Chastain restart on the front row yet tonight.
What about Jake Garcia? He's sizing these two up as well. This is a big night for this 13 team.
Colby Howard's the big question mark right there, and for Thor Sport.
Jake Garcia gets a win. He's in the playoffs.
Beautiful aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, powering every lap,
15th
every
in points.
and every victory on the road ahead. Goodyear, more driven. And we thank them, doing a great job tonight, sticking with us, giving us these great shots.
And all these trucks have 4 brand new Goodyear tires on them right now.
Yes,
And when you
thank
say that at Darlington, it just brings a smile to your face. they're more important here than they are anywhere.
Adding a lap here. Well, here we go.
Look how black it look at it does, doesn't it?
You know what it looks like? It's pristine. It's just beautiful. Such a beautiful thing. Phil, you said it 97 years. Never seen sort of like things.
Just beautiful.
It's really quite amazing what Speedway Motorsports has been able to do to that facility that lay vacant for so long.
So many things to look forward to. Of course, Kyle Larson's supposed to be up in Indianapolis for practice. Of course, if it gets rained out, then he'll probably come back to North Wilkesboro. But he's asked Kevin Harvick to jump.
Our man Kevin Harv.
Yes.
Gonna hop behind the wheel. How about that?
That'll be fun. That'll be on Friday. We'll be watching and documenting. But how cool. He gets a call from Kyle, from Mr. H. and Cliff Daniels all chose Kevin Harvick to do that. Trusted him with getting the car speed.
Good choice.
So here's NASCAR overtime rules. I believe we had 2 overtimes last year before Christian Eckes was victorious. It's a 2-lap shootout. The leader takes the white flag. The next flag ends the race, whether it's a caution or the checkers. Caution prior to the white flag. We'll just do it again.
Do it again. As many times as we need to.
Yeah.
And the light's on the safety car. That means we're coming back for another lap under caution.
Jeez.
Round it up. Side by side.
The night wasn't long enough.
Make sure that, right.
Added
Came
laps
off
under
very
caution and overtime.
Make sure the racetrack is going. Going to be a big choose here. I suspect that Majeski will take the top, but I don't like putting Ross down there. And Ross took good on restarts too. It's critical, obviously. The control truck is the guy that can launch first, but Ross does a good job on these race starts. There he is. Majeski does take the outside, and Ross did go to the bottom. Majeski needs the restart of his career right here to seal the deal, to finish the deal. He's been so solid this whole race, and now he can just taste victory here at Darlington. How about that second row? Jake Garcia, the 13 on the outside, Colby Howard in the 1 on the inside. When we come off turn 2, these guys are going to be full send. Will they be able to keep those trucks straight? I mean, we've seen trouble over there. It's only going to be multiplied here because of the effort that's going to be put into these 2 laps. It's on the inside of row number 3. Did he not start at the back for the second week in a row, that 2 truck of Sanchez?
Sanchez has been digging quietly in the mix. I definitely want to keep our eyes on him. We know how aggressive he can be.
Remember, you don't have to stay on the racetrack. There's plenty of grip down there on the apron of the racetrack. Don't tip them. They're going to be desperate enough as it is.
5 different leaders tonight. Ross Chastain, not one of them. Can he do it here?
I just want to see him make it off turn 2. This is so good. I want to get through turn 1. Don't let me worry about turn 2. So I just took 1 for granted, didn't I? Yes. That's probably a mistake.
We're looking at the fans in front of the TV booth here, all on their feet right now. Cameras rolling.
All right, here we go. Overtime restart number 1. Green flag in the air. Can a Ford finally go to victory lane? Spinning of the tires on the restart by the outside row 1 truck of Ty Majeski. A lot of contact as they work their way into turns 1 and 2, and a few of them riding up near the wall. Second going on into turns 3 and 4. Eckes is going to the inside of the 2 of Sanchez. So they worked their way through the middle of the corner. Sanchez made a big block and a big lift getting into the corner by Eckes. Ben Rhodes is in 3rd place. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank. Nick Sanchez ain't done yet. He's within about a truck length and a half behind the 45 of Chastain. Chastain is digging. Down the back straightaway, defensive line into the corner. Now widens the arc out just a little bit. Sanchez trying to get to the back bumper of the 45. 45 drives it in much deeper, gets it to stick. And off the exit of the corner, Ross Chastain will go to victory lane at Darlington, stealing a win as the Cup regular in the Truck Series tonight. Even with a guy by the name of Kyle Busch in the field, although we didn't see much of him after the early crash. Chastain gets the win. That was my pick, by the way. I think it's the 4th truck victory I've had this season. 9 races, did not lead until this final restart of the race. He showed up when the time mattered. He stayed out of trouble. 3 laps led today for Ross Chastain. Gets the win. Margin of victory, 0.3 of a second over Nick Sanchez in 2nd. Ben Rhodes 3rd. Christian Eckes with a 4th place run, and Ty Majeski restarted in the lead, falls to 5th. Spun the tires on the restart, and again, Ford does not go to victory lane, and Majeski pretty much had this race won. If it wasn't for the late caution, a little contact from behind there on the restart didn't help him. That was after he had spun. Highest finishing Ford was Ben Rhodes in 3rd. Chastain burning it down on the front stretch quickly. The rest of your finishing order outside of the top 5. Chase Purdy finishes 6th tonight. Colby Howard 7th. Taylor Gray 8th. Ty Dillon 9th. Tanner Gray rounds out the top 10. Matt Mills finishes 11th. Wallace Allen 12th. Good run for him. Stayed out of trouble as well. Timmy Hill 13th. A solid run for him as well. Stuart Friesen's struggles continue. Still no top 10s. 0 for 9 this year for him. 14th place finish for Stewie. Mason Massey, finishes 15th, 16th place finish for Grant Enfinger, Brett Holmes 17th, Thad Moffitt 18th, Spencer Boyd 19th, Jake Garcia unfortunately restarted third, fell to 20th. And he was the last truck to finish on the lead lap. He was one of the three that got up into the wall in that restart. Lane Riggs finished 2 laps down in 21st, first one off the lead lap. Bailey Curry finishes 22nd, Daniel Dye 23rd, Connor Jones 24th, Jack Wood 25th. 26th place finish for Tyler Ankrum, Mason Maggio DNF to 27th, Corey Heim DNF 28th. Everybody on back also DNF'd. Dean Thompson finishes 29th, Raja Kruth 30th, Matt Crafton 31st, Kyle Busch rounds out the 32 truck field. 6 DNFs in total, and again, 20 trucks finished on the lead lap. Corey Heim won the first 2 stages today, ends up leading the most laps with 77 laps led, but again, finished in the 28th place position, a season worse, as his top 10 streak comes to an end. 8 for 8 to start the year, not the case anymore. Go through the rest of the race stats here in a moment, but first, your race winner on the front stretch, Ross Chastain.
It's to his roots for Ross Chastain. He was a journeyman. He ran in every series. And to come out here and get the win.
Yeah, he's right there.
Oh, one happy moment.
Talk to the damn driver. This guy in the problem.
So,
Celebration. I love his joy, and his excitement and enthusiasm.
Amanda is with our very fired up winner, Ross Chastain.
And still taking in this moment. And Ross, as much as that watermelon smash will be of this race, the other punctuation on it was that restart. How much grit does this racetrack require?
Grit, I don't know. Takes Phil Gould, takes Nice Motorsports. We have been trying to win at Darlington. This is where my career changed, my life changed forever. For better or worse, however all this works out. That first opportunity here with CGR, Inspire, to put me together with that group, and the year before, see me pumping the honey wagon, getting the honey wagon over there in turn 2 to now finally winning with the Florida Watermelon Queen here. It's Florida Watermelon season. They've been with me for my mom's here, the moms in our group, and to win with Click It, Don't Risk It with the South Carolina Department of Public Safety. This Protect Your Melon campaign is something that it funded my career for several years, and now it's these cool moments that we get to have it on these trucks and cars on Friday and Saturday, and it's so cool. We won Darlington.
After that big burnout, you were welcomed with your team in that watermelon. Just how satisfying is it standing on top of that truck and smashing that watermelon?
Well, Dad drove this up yesterday from the farm. I was down there Monday, Tuesday. Dad drove these up. He drove through the night last night to get up here. So much sacrifice from so many people back at the farm in the ag industry. And that's why you all see me talk about watermelons, talk about agriculture. There's so much misinformation. There's such a small percentage of our population in charge of feeding the rest of the world. And not that a watermelon is part of anybody's everyday diet. Like I'm trying to shovel it down right now. It tastes so good. But a watermelon farmer just won Darlington, and for everything this means for Nice Motorsports, I think 5 years ago to the day they won our first race, we're back in victory lane.
Thank you. Congratulations. And Tom Majeski led 36 laps of that race, but it was the yellow flag period where you went back and forth with the team on do you go high, do you go low? What would you change if you got to do it again?
Yeah, obviously we should have took the bottom there. We got the lead on the bottom and got beat once. Restart on the top. It just harder to fire in the top. You needed help to do it, and his help formulated before mine did, and I didn't get a great launch. I spun him a little bit. So yeah, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. Obviously,
Such a fast zone to sense for F-150. We've been working hard. Had a couple down weeks at Texas and Kansas, and this is a huge race for a company to run good. I know we had all trucks were very competitive tonight, so very proud of that. Yeah, it sucks when you're in position to win with a truck like that. We were so good on the long run and not so good on the short run. It would take 10, 15 laps for this thing to get going, and then the thing was just lights out. Yeah, it came down to a short run and didn't execute like we needed to. But super proud of everybody. Thanks to Joe, Tyler, my truck chief. They work hard at the shop and bust their ass on this thing, and just so proud to be with this team. And yeah, need to get in victory lane soon.
Third runner-up of the season, Jamie. Majeski led 36 laps tonight, and I'm just watching the celebration by Ross. Did you see?
Yeah, 36 laps led for Majeski. I mentioned Corey Heim led 77, also won the first two stages, his third and fourth stage wins of the year. First race win of the year for Chastain in any series, and actually this is the first truck series win for Chastain since Charlotte of 2022, I do believe. And that race, oddly enough, also finished in overtime, and he also only led the finish of that race just as he did here tonight. Again, 3 laps led total for your race winner, Chastain. Nick Sanchez from the pole didn't win, and did finish in second. Wasn't there the whole night, though, because he had to drop to the rear at the start of the race, but still had a good finish. Needed it. So as far as the other drivers who led some laps today, as I mentioned, Majeski led 36, Heim with 77. 3 laps led on a restart for Grant Enfinger after he won the race off pit road on a late restart. 17 truck Taylor Gray in stage 2 led 16 laps, and Christian Eckes led 15 laps today in the final stage. 2 hours 32 seconds total time on the race, 99.73 mile per hour average race speed. Congratulations to the Watermelon Man, Ross Chastain, getting the win here tonight and kickstarting his Mother's Day weekend at Darlington Raceway. That also kickstarts our weekend as well, as our first stream is about to come to an end on the live commentary side of things this weekend. Appreciate everybody that stayed up late night into early morning now. It is Saturday, but appreciate everybody that stayed up nonetheless here. Listen to the live commentary stream once again. You guys are awesome. Hope to see you back better than ever again tomorrow. We are about 10 hours away from our next stream. Live commentary for the Goodyear 400 practice and qualifying for the NASCAR Cup Series is next. So again, 10:30 a.m. tomorrow morning, practice qualifying for the Cup Series all on stream. And we will also have coverage of tomorrow's Xfinity Series, 10 hours or so. Hope to see you then. Thanks for watching again. Have a good rest of your night, everybody.